And welcome again to Chronicles of Nidum, presented by Dice of the Beholder. I am your DM and host, Richard. This is session 24. I'm actually unsure of my own numbering structure now. What was the last one? No, session 23. I was wrong. So yes, welcome to session 23 of Chronicles of Nidum. Presented by Dice of the Beholder. I hope everyone's well, or as well as can be, in these trying times. I'm trying to get Streamlabs to change over to the next screen so you can see everyone else, and they're happy, eager to play faces, but for some reason it has deleted their feed. Give me a second. It's going very well. I can hear them. I don't know if it picks up on the microphone. It's going very well. Thank you. Give me a second.
Except for the fan.
Hey, there they all are. Fantastic. Okay.
Only
Hello.
Brilliant. Cool. So.
Oh no. Missing digits.
Live long
Amelia
and
can no longer give anyone the shocker.
You look like Spock, but in Back to the Future, like a Back to the Future crossover, like Spock's parents weren't going to have sex and he was slowly dissolving away, like Michael J. Fox did in the picture. Do I have to explain that? Everyone's looking at me quizzically.
No.
Come
In
on.
the
Every-
picture.
No, you don't have to explain that. I think we were looking at you quizzically because you were explaining it in
Sorry.
a lot of detail. It's okay.
Sorry, my brain.
No, I don't understand. What picture? Please explain it to me, sir.
Okay, young lady.
What? Young lady? Not sure how you feel about you referring to my husband as young lady.
I was.
I'm not sure how I feel about you sending our DM kissy face emojis.
That was an accident. It wasn't
Yeah,
I was
I think
messaging Bri earlier about my downtime, and I typed up my message. I know it sometimes brings up like suggested emojis,
Yeah.
because I was out walking at the time, and I hit one of them on accident. But instead of sending a little emoji, it sent one of the massive screen-sized kissing emojis. I was like, oh fuck's sake.
so. Basically, Millie and I need to keep better watch on our partners. It seems like.
Yeah. Well, I'm stuck in the house with him. I just don't know how much closer I can watch him personally.
I love that Shane has just typed accident.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. The worst affair. I mean, don't cheat on a person with his own DM.
No.
No, on someone else's DM. No.
Yeah, exactly. Have a bit of common decency. This is really going to fuck up the game.
Okay.
Okay,
I
so
don't mind. It's like cheating in the DMs. Sorry, go on.
um,
I'm just
Calling
amazed
in
that
the
Millie
sliding
knows the term the DMs.
last time, heist part 2. You obviously,
Everything went perfectly.
everything actually did go quite perfectly. You managed to find all of the gold, a lot of the information that you'd been sent into the house for. You managed to quite quickly and very quietly take care of the 2 elven guards that had discovered you. And on your way out, distracted them very well with a handy pyrotechnic spell and escaped into the night.
You're forgetting me murdering a common human by putting them in the way.
Yes.
That was the other distraction.
Yeah. Well, you know, there was a lot of murder. You blew up one of the elves' heads with an eldritch blast as well. You just beheaded them with an eldritch blast.
I don't consider elves murder.
Ooh. Okay.
Dark.
You proceeded to a safe house arranged by Clint, but not before Dice split the party and ran off alone just so they could go and get Cedric from the hotel.
I needed my dog.
Yeah.
You
Eventually,
literally don't though.
eventually, all together again, you were taken back the next day to Mother's, where
Find the name's really creepy, Bri, just out of character for a minute. Like the mother and father thing just freaks me right out. Carry on.
We went to see
Yeah,
Father
no,
first before we went to Mother's.
Yeah, no fun.
oh yes, sorry. So you were taken to see Father by Clint. He was happy that you had successfully completed the mission, gave you your cut, and sent you on your way with a promise of...
You skipped the most important bit.
What was the most important bit?
I'm purple again.
Yes. Oh, sorry. A small ritual by his resident, ancient by their standards, but about 12-year-old female kobold.
17.
17, sorry. Meant that you were eventually rid of your curse and turned purple again.
Yeah.
You then left on the promise that Father would find you effectively work and money, and hopefully then passage south to the continent and away from the hunters that were pursuing you. You were sent to Mother's, where Ace met Stevan, the boy apparently from her dreams, of their dreams, sorry, and
The man of their dreams.
you were left effectively to your own devices until Father called for you. So, about 2 weeks pass before Father calls for you. And because one of these is going to be slightly more complicated than the others, I'm going to go with Ace first.
Okay.
Ace, what did you want to do with your downtime exactly?
Ace wanted to consult with Seven and see what was known about sort of the gods.
Find out why he ate 9.
No. See what they knew about Thor and if they could work out any whereabouts or any other humans that are able to commune with the gods.
Okay. All right. Okay then. With that, just spending time with Stevan, you get to know them quite well. First of all, though, I'm gonna need you to roll me a. There we go. I'm gonna need you to roll me an intelligence check.
Okay.
Oh no.
18?
18. Okay.
Mm.
The first couple of days you spend with Stefan, he's quite cagey about talking about his religion, his faith, his beliefs. There are very many, you discover later on, that he's done this to before that have either mocked him or tried to attack him for those very same beliefs. After a couple of days though, and seeing you worship in effectively the same way he does, he opens up quite a lot. You do discover that Stefan was basically taken into this religion at a very young age, left alone. He and his friend. His friend unfortunately passed away, lost on his travels, while trying to defend another small group of gnomes from a troll. It was at this time that he was visited by an old man in the forest at his fire at night, who, while making him a very hearty meal, which seemed to heal him of all his wounds and infuse him with energy, told him to go north, to travel to Albion in search of other followers, and to tell those followers when they met them, Thor loves contest.
Okay.
He believes, above all, that only other gods are a true challenge. To find him, you must go to where the gods are still plentiful.
Okay.
And that was all the old man said.
And that was the what? Sorry.
That was all the old man said.
Oh, okay.
And then he woke the next morning to discover the old man had left. No sign of his passing the night before, but his wounds were still healed, he was still full of the energy, and he made his way north to Albion. Apart from that, though, he's a very, not charming, quite shy young man. Very much seems to enjoy your company. Goes out of his way every day to ask you to breakfast with him, ask you about stories of your travels, is shocked and in awe about what you've accomplished so far and how far you've come, wishes to know more about blacksmithing, thinks it's a wonderful trade, a wonderful skill to have, and wishes that he himself also had the same, as it may have increased his build or given him a better strength of arm. And he is very weedy. For a 16-year-old boy, he is tiny.
Yeah.
But you do manage during this time, at his request, believing as he does that the worship of Thor is best done while hammering metal over an anvil, you manage to help him worship Thor by teaching him how to put a metal ring on the shield that he has and emblazon the front of it with a like a kind of what are they called? The word has just completely disappeared from my mind. No.
Like a panel, or
the circular the circular half moon disc shape in the middle of a lot of
the
shields.
crescent.
Emblazoned then with the hammer of Thor, Mjolnir. So his barrel lid is now a workable, quite sturdy shield. And he's very, very happy with this and hugs you before letting go, quite sheepish, and just kind of thanking you. It takes you a couple of days to accomplish this.
Oh, shield boss.
Boss, that's the one.
Google.
It takes you a few days to accomplish this, but by the end of the couple of weeks, you are filled with renewed energy again for your journey. Even as you are hammering away, you do hear like an echo of a hammer that also sounds like thunder. Every time you strike, it strikes just a moment afterwards, as if it's following your lead, and it brings you a renewed sense of faith and strength that you are on the right path.
Good.
Ariana,
Yeah.
what did you want to do with your downtime?
Some bar work, some dancing, some relaxing.
Okay.
I want to make it rain.
Okay. Right. You request then, Mother, Clint, Carrie, and Kai, that you can keep your hand in. And looking at you, Mother does ask,
Sheer thought.
is it okay if we use your appearance to our benefit?
Everyone else does.
And you agree? So she sends you to a local bar, quite a busy establishment, but also quite well to do. There's a lot of guards inside it. It seems respectable if a tavern in the warehouse district can be classed as such. However, there are no questions asked when the newly purple again tiefling starts working there. You are a draw. No one again has seen a tiefling as pure-blooded as yourself, or a tiefling. It seems that the pure blood comes with certain perks that you use to your advantage every day, and no one has seen a pure blood tiefling quite as well endowed as yourself. So you do tend to join a crowd. Roll me a, at least for the first week anyway.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, roll me a performance check.
This is the one Charlie dreads.
Isn't that 20?
Holy shit!
Okay.
And I have +7
It's your first good performance check.
ever.
Okay. Awesome. I'd also like you to roll me a d6.
5.
5. Okay. You end your first work week with your normal wages plus a considerable generous amount of tips and an offer for more if you would actually perform. As people see you sashaying around behind the bar, they think you might actually earn a little bit more dancing. But you end your first work week with 30 gold pieces.
Nice.
However,
Yeah.
seeing the increase in custom just this week that you have brought to the bar, you hear whispers, there's a worry from your bosses that a local crime ring, not affiliated with those that you are, has taken interest in your bar, in the bar you work at, and has started extorting them for money. Unless you can secure for the future more and more money, the business may very well go under, because they will not be able to pay the exorbitant fees. However, they are inviting the boss of this crime ring, a large scarred half-orc, to the bar every evening next week, though they don't know which evening he's going to turn up, to see what the bar is like and see what business is like for himself. And just to discuss terms, so for the second week, I need you to roll me another performance check. With advantage. Because you got a nat 20 the first time.
Thank God for that advantage. 18.
18, okay. The second week, your place is no longer behind the bar, and a stage and bards are set aside for you. So, at some point in the night, after dark, the entire bar goes quiet, the instruments start, the light comes up, and you step out onto stage in your full glory and dance for all concerned. The first night, there is raucous applause at the beginning of your dance that is then completely stilled, and everything goes silent as you enchant and entrance every eye in there towards you with your motion. The second night, there is no applause after you get onto stage, but there is just still stunned silence, as they have learnt by now that applause may only distract you, and heaven forfend that they do that. It is 4 days in that after your dance and after all of the coins tossed at the stage are collected, you are called to a table, and you're invited to have a drink with a large, scarred half-orc. who, when you sit down, apologizes profusely and offers his regret to you and to your employer through you, if you could pass on the message, that he could ever consider extorting such a fine business as to employ someone as wonderful and as skilled as yourself and entertaining.
Hey.
With that, he bids farewell and confirms that he will no longer bother this fine establishment.
Cool.
Okay, Lily's gone. Sepsis. Oh, sorry. End of the second week. End of the second week, you win 100 gold pieces.
100 gold pieces.
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you.
Hello,
Sepsis.
that's me.
What did you want to do with your downtime?
I want to work with my alchemist colleague
Okay.
to get some poisons made because my stock of poisons is getting a bit low.
Okay.
And I want to murder somebody.
Oh no.
Okay. Now, depending on, because you've only got 2 weeks, you would have to split your time if you wanted to concentrate on making a item and the second one. So you can make, with a week, you can make a common item.
I want to devote the vast majority of my time to working on poisons.
Okay.
The murder's more incidental.
Okay.
That's like the kind of thing that I do, on occasion.
Okay.
So, the one thing I want to just clarify first of all. I had a deal with Alakaz. So I want to make sure he's finished with what we were talking about. He was going to make me some poison with my withered flower thing.
Yes.
In exchange for the remainder of it, I've got the. My note says he's going to make 3 doses of petrification potion in 4 days in exchange for keeping the remainder of the flower.
Mm-hmm.
So that hopefully gets done at some point in this.
Absolutely.
Yeah, in
That's
this
a given.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the other thing is, like I say, I just want to, work with him. Hopefully he's, see if I can pick up some advice from him on how to make something really particularly deadly.
Okay. With that, I'm going to need you. Like, none of these ingredients are going to be free. So
Okay.
if you want to learn how to make with him, I'm going to need you to spend probably around about 200 gold pieces.
Okay. I do not have 200 gold pieces.
Okay. That's for.
But I should be able to get some. So
If you only take a week, you can use 50 gold pieces.
So I have 173, but obviously we as a party got some more.
Roll a persuasion check for me.
Persuasion, you say? It's 13. I should be able to get some more out of the party funds, I would have thought, considering that we got like a whole bar of gold.
He will help you for 150.
150, okay. I will subtract that. There we go. Okay, so yes, that's the first thing I want to do. So we'll work on that.
Okay. First things first, then. I'm going to need you to roll me, 3 Arcana checks, but tell me the score each time and wait before you roll the next one.
Tell you the score before I roll the next one.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a 7.
A 7. Okay.
Yeah.
For the first few days, then, it does seem as if Alakaz's methods of brewing these poisons are completely alien to your own. This is a skill, and it's strange. Everything he does is underwater. All of his brewing, all of his chopping up of ingredients, all of his sorting of different items is done underwater. And it does seem strange, and the transference, it seems that your hands above or out of the water then, on a chopping board, are clumsy in comparison to his own. But you can tell then it's almost certainly because he's a Triton, and he learned his skills in his home, which would have been under the sea. But in the beginning it's a trying time, but you're getting there. Roll another check.
7.
7, okay. Unfortunately, even while he shows you, because you do now have the 3 potions of petrification, and even while he shows you exactly what he did with the last one, brewing it, your hands still can't work the same as his until you try going underwater. And it does seem a little bit easier, but again, your methods and his methods differ so much that it feels almost impossible to you. Like, you will get it, but it's going to take a while. However, he does offer then to take over a little and starts using the ingredients you are chopping up to brew a potion for you, or a poison for you. Roll me your 3rd check.
Okay, I have inspiration. I'm going to use it on this.
Cool.
15.
15. Okay. So, there we go. And this decides it wants to work. There we are. He takes what he tells you is basilisk venom, and while working his hands, shows you how to very simply, and this can be done in the field, does not need any particular alchemy supplies, does not need a laboratory, it can be done over an open campfire. Shows you a very simple but effective way of making a blade oil with basilisk venom. And using many different ingredients you can find in the wild, but also with basilisk venom. But, as he tells you, can be substituted for the venom of other potently dangerous creatures. Concocts you a basilisk venom blade oil.
Nice.
Give me a moment. There we go. Okay. Now, what the venom does, you can write this down, but I'll homebrew the potion. I'll homebrew the weapon oil for you later.
Yep.
It's 5 doses. You have to apply it to a weapon. It lasts for an hour or until a creature is struck.
Okay.
On the hit, it takes the weapon damage, but also an additional 2d8 poison damage.
Uh-huh.
It has a DC 16 Constitution saving throw.
Yeah.
On a fail, the creature that is hit is paralyzed for 1 minute with no further saving throw.
Nice. DC 16 con, yeah?
DC 16 con, paralysis for 1 minute, no saving throw after that.
Okay.
And there's 5 doses.
Yeah, got it. Brilliant, thank you.
Unfortunately, he does have other work to attend to. while you were there, towards the end of your 2 weeks together, other children are brought in. 2 humans, a half-orc and a goblin. So he cannot spend all of his time with you and does bid you farewell for now. What have you been doing with your evenings?
With my evenings, I've been disguising myself as a Durgar and heading down to. I've been looking for a tavern where they have fights.
Okay.
Somewhere with like a fighting pit that might have like a a tournament set up.
Okay. It's not difficult to discover. Pit fighting, you very quickly learn. In fact, roll me a charisma check.
Straight up and down charisma, is it?
Yeah.
Cool. 21.
21, awesome. As your Durgar, you do, with your gruff manner, quite quickly ingratiate yourself into the lower rungs of society around you. And you quickly discover that a lot of the more macho of the denizens of the city of Cardiff basically long for a better life by escaping through the power of the strength of arms and the size of their fists and how hard they hit. Gladiatorial combat between all races apart from human is quite popular. It's like a national sport, if you will. You quickly discover that there is a large coliseum which is on the other side of Cardiff that you have not yet frequented. But mainly you will see jousts, melee between lots of armoured combatants. But the big draw is fist fighting and sword and board gladiatorial combat. A lot of the training is done. A lot of the training for the, I suppose, up-and-comers, not the big champions, but the up-and-comers, is done in the basements of various taverns around the city. And you find one of the most popular. And there are quite a few different races exhibited downstairs. You very quickly discern that the favourites at the moment in this tavern are a large black dragonborn. Though you're not quite certain whether they're a dragonborn or a half-dragon, as this one seems to have quite elongated white horns, more akin to half-dragon ancestry than a dragonborn. But you also see that his main contender for People's Champion is a large Goliath, missing an eye, missing an arm, but it's been replaced with what appears to be a metal prosthesis with a fist at the end of it that does not close, but is just a huge iron battering ram. What do you want to do in the bar?
I would like to observe and see who comes out on top fight wise.
After a couple of evenings watching the young newcomers try their hand at the fighting ring, there is the weekly fist fight between what you discover to be Thredar, which is the half-dragon, or the dragonborn, and Steel, which is the name of the Goliath. You see that a weekly fight between them is expected, and it is every Thursday that you happen to be there and watch the fight between them. Now, give me a second. There is an upset, apparently, as you watch Thredar and Steel fight. Threadar has been the champion for a while and has beaten Steel every week for at least the last 2 months. However, Steel seems to have, according at least to the person sitting next to you, giving you a blow-by-blow account of the fight that you're watching, learned some new moves since they last tussled, and takes out Threadar. A lot of people lose a lot of money, including your friend sitting next to you, whose name you never actually bother to remember. And it seems that Steel, for the first time in 2 months, is victorious.
Nice. In which case, I'm going to try and ingratiate myself into. I presume like a crowd forms around this guy.
Absolutely.
Celebrating. I'm going to try and ingratiate myself into that and buy him a lot of. I'm going to sort of play the part of someone who's won a lot of money.
Okay.
On the betting and buy him a slightly irresponsible amount of drinks to celebrate his win.
Absolutely. There is, because you were here for the bout the previous week and saw Threadar beat Steel, you noticed that the group around Steel is a lot smaller than the one around Threadar every time he wins. You can imagine that the only people actually standing around Steel are the ones who didn't lose money on him. There is a goblin, a halfling, a gnome, and another Durgar in the group around Steel, but none of them are offering to buy him drinks. So Steel, once you approach, kind of looks you up and down and agrees willingly, as this is the first time he's won. And you can see that as you get closer to him, his clothes are a little bit threadbare, but now, as you're there and you offer to buy him drinks and he accepts, you can see that a large purse is handed to him, and he can't help the smile that spreads across his face as he starts kind of tugging like a loose thread on his clothes. You can tell that he's probably going to spend this first little bit of cash on new gear. But he accepts your drink. The others say, "Oh, sorry, this money needs to go somewhere. Sorry, we couldn't afford it. Next time, Steel. Next time, we'll buy you a drink next time." And Steel motions them to leave him alone and sits with you.
Okay.
So, you are interested in fights then?
Only as a spectator. I'm not a fighting man myself.
Not what I've heard of many Durgar I've met, but very well.
I'm half blind in one eye. It gives me a pretty serious disadvantage.
True, but I'm completely blind in one eye, and it sees me okay.
You have a bit of a reach advantage on most fighters, though.
And he spreads out both of his arms. The metal one doesn't actually like straighten all the way. It just kind of stops there. Only with my good arm. But it's good for grabbing them and pulling them in close, and then using this one to. So, are you from Cardiff?
No, I'm from Porth Towel.
Shithole, I hear.
Yes, yes, I'm glad to be out of it.
A very literal hole in the ground.
More drinks, by any chance?
And he accepts. What are you attempting?
To get him rollicking fucking shit-faced is what I'm going for.
Cool. You don't need to roll for it. He continues to drink, bevied by his success. And as long as you're buying, he keeps drinking. A second. Oh, natural one. It doesn't actually take that many drinks. It doesn't seem like he's had alcohol in a while.
Do you want me to mark off some money for it?
Yeah, like the bar you're in, a gold.
Okay.
It's like 2 copper for a flagon of ale that you're drinking. So yeah, you're good. And drinking his very own 6 flagons of special brew. He is
double fisting a Ranger boom.
I steal and you're the anvil.
Yes. If you don't mind me observing, friend Steele, you seem to be a little worse for drink.
I should probably. Where is that place you go when you're tired?
Bed.
Yes, I should go there.
I'm worried that you won't make it in your current state.
And he's looking.
Shredder has some angry-looking friends. Would you like me to walk with you?
Yes, with my good eye and your good eye, we've got a proper pair of eyes between us. We should be fine. Which one's your bad one?
Left.
Mine is my right. So if you stand on my left, our eyes will be in the middle and our depth perception will be perfect.
That sounds
That's how that works.
perfectly logical.
Let us go.
That's...
And he kind of picks you up and puts you on his shoulder. Do you resist?
No.
Okay, he picks you up and puts you on his shoulder. And proceeds to leave the tavern.
I am going to wait until we get somewhere reasonably quiet.
Roll me a d6.
A d6.
Like the D6.
That's a 1. That's
A
a
one?
1 on that d6. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so you're fine. You don't know where he lives.
No.
He does not either. And he basically begins to wander around the streets of Cardiff.
After a little while,
Mm.
if we get into like an alley or something.
He does.
Looking.
Yeah, he does put you down after about half an hour of wandering and goes into an alley and proceeds to vomit.
Okay. Once he's in there, what?
Nothing.
Once he's in there, I'm gonna try casting sleep on him. So roll
Okay.
5d8. Actually, I'll do it at a second level. So that way I'll roll 7d8 instead of 5.
Okay.
Jesus Christ, these rolls today, that's 6. 14, 17, 19. 21. I'm guessing he has more than 21 hit points.
Is it his current hit points that matter?
That's a good question. Starting with a creature. Yeah, lowest current hit points.
Cool. Okay. Because even while the fight was over and went in his favour, he took a beating.
Yeah.
And while he has been drinking with you for at least 2 hours, it's not classed as a rest because he's been actively doing something and rolling Constitution saving throws. So while he is bent a double in the alleyway vomiting, he collapses face first into the wall and is snoring in a pile of his own sick.
Nice.
Sexy.
Not
Okay,
official I
have
needed, bro.
from before.
Mhm.
Not this isn't the basilisk oil,
Okay.
but I do have a weapon oil, a poison weapon oil that I made which I will apply to. I will apply to one of my daggers.
Okay.
And I will make my way over and just slide that dagger into the back of his head.
Okay. Okay.
Mate, sepsis is screwed up.
Yeah, just up in there under the base of the back of the skull.
Okay. Give me a second.
Bro's rolling up a level 1 Goliath.
No.
Bro's rolling up a level 5 Goliath.
Or like,
Right. So roll to hit.
Okay, do I have advantage because he's asleep?
You absolutely do.
They were both 14s. Does an 18 hit him
An 18 does hit. It's a critical.
because he's unconscious?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So does that mean do I double the poison damage as well?
You double.
They're still dice.
You double all of the dice.
Okay, good. So that's fucking hell. It's 3 damage from the dagger itself.
Yeah, because it's a dagger.
But it does 4d8. Yeah, I rolled 2 ones.
Mm-hmm.
It does 4d8 poison damage normally.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 9, 12. That's 3d8.
Mm-hmm.
3, 31. 39 poison damage plus 3 dagger damage for a total of 42.
Okay.
Dagger.
That's a disadvantage on the Constitution saving throw.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the. He has to roll against the.
No, it's fine. You failed.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he's very dead.
Nice.
Like, stupidly dead.
He's extraordinarily dead.
Yes.
very dead.
I will remove the weapon oil from my inventory,
Okay.
and I will remove a finger from his flesh hand,
Mm-hmm.
not from his metal hand,
Excellent.
because it's probably much harder to preserve a metal finger in an alchemical test tube.
Yeah.
And that's me. That's me done with my
You're not
my
gonna
work.
you're not gonna loot the body.
Oh yeah. I'll take his winnings. Why not?
You're gonna take his winnings. Okay. You.
Well, I'll loot him. I'll see if he's got anything else on him, but I presume he's not exactly.
No, not wealthy, not flush. He's got a bag that was given to him earlier that he hasn't spent a penny off, and he has got inside 250 gold pieces.
Oof. Fucking hell. That was quite a purse. I should have done this in the other order. I could have paid more to my alchemist friend.
Are you
I
done?
wouldn't. Yes.
So giving Millie now enough time to hopefully look at the downtime activities and decide what they want to do.
I told you earlier.
Okay, sorry.
We'd already done that. We did that at the start.
Dice.
Also- I was going to tell Greg it would be easier to preserve a metal finger because you just put it in the test tube and close it. Anyway, he's gone. Go on, dice, yeah. Hi.
What does Dice want to do with their 2 weeks?
I want to tinker with Cedric to see if I can improve his.
Well, Greg
See if I can
is.
improve him in any way.
Okay. For that then, Cedric, he's got a little bit of a personality, but is quite ambivalent to your want to dismantle him. It doesn't hurt him in any way
Cedric.
to take a couple of legs off. He's still conscious while this is occurring, and is just kind of looking at you happily in his own kind of way, wagging his little metal tail as you remove different appendages. I'm gonna need you to roll me an Arcana check, please.
Arcana.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 17.
17. Okay. Looking at the inner workings of Cedric,
Yeah.
it triggers something in your memory. A dream you once had of a metal man that was hollow inside with all the inner workings spread out to the extremities. A dream where you entered that metal man and then woke up.
Okay.
Cedric is, and as you look at these extremities and start to work with them, you realise that there's not much economy of space in there. Like everything's full when it doesn't need to be. You could put a cog here instead. You could put a piston here. You could, if you've got enough copper wire, a strange system of pulleys, a lever, one or two here, you could make him slightly more hollow, but also reinforce his exoskeleton at the same time. Roll me another Arcana check. That takes you about most of the first week.
Okay. 11.
11. You get it in your head. You can work out a way to make his extremities and his shell more hardier, sturdier against attack. You can't quite determine how to make his movement more efficient. So you can make him harder, but you're not really looking at him. You can't really work out how to make him faster, for example.
Okay.
I would like you to decide now whether you'd like to study increasing his stats in any way,
Okay.
like increasing his speed, or whether you'd like to go for armor class.
Armor class.
And I would like you to roll an Arcana check.
Oh, good. 26.
26? Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a moment.
He's my K9.
I'm loving the fact now when I open your character sheet, it gives me the option to roll dice for you.
You're gonna roll
Yeah,
that.
'cause you've
No,
got
but
the
I can roll
subscription.
dice across my screen. Virtual dice just roll for me. It's great. Give me a second.
Roll dice. I think of rolling the character and I become confused.
It's such a gimmick. Why would you have digital dice when you could own real dice?
Real dice are so
You can own the real clicky clacks.
Because eventually they'll start probably selling you. It's like, oh, your dice can have these skins for only $1.99.
This is my
More than likely.
My real
I keep
dice
finding
can have.
dice in my bed.
My dice are beautiful and special, and every one of them is so pretty.
And
This
some of them are
D20 is just beads.
cute.
Move it away a tiny bit.
Where was that from?
That's odd. Looks like a brain.
A set Michael Vick got me for my birthday, so but each one is different.
Yeah,
Like,
they did that
this
with me as well.
Looks like it's got leaves kicked up inside it.
Cool.
Yeah, I got a mix and match set from them as well.
They are pretty funky. Ooh, I love that one. I like sparkly dice. Like, I think it was them who bought me these ones.
The ones with the gold fleck.
Wait. No,
That was a bit hard. It's got a flower inside it. It can't
Mm.
be-
That's cute.
they bought me these ones.
Yeah.
I am missing a D20 and I am unhappy. No, I'm not. I just can't see. We're cool.
Okay. You'll have to customize this, but I think I can do it. Give me a second. Bum, bum, bum.
What's my
I'm just
set?
taking off my headphones for a sec while I put a hoodie on.
Find Charlie's behind a blanket.
Okay. There we go.
What's really weird is Charlie's not there at all. Charlie's in the other screen.
Right, do me a favour.
Yeah.
Look at Cedric now.
Hang on, let me refresh them. Cedric's my boy.
Sorry, I was checking on the poorly boy.
Is he okay?
Yeah, he's climbed up into the hammock to cuddle with his brothers.
Okay, that's actually good.
Yeah.
Really good. I would fetch, but the internet is slow.
Okay.
Hang on, extras. Cedric. No, his armor class is 50.
Okay, that's fine. And what's his hit points?
His hit points are 36.
Okay, look at Cedric, refresh and look at it now.
Okay, let's try that again. It's loading. I feel like it should have that internet background, you know, the ding 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 ding. While it's loading.
Everywhere should just have the chrome dinosaur. I love the chrome dinosaur.
You can play a game with him.
Yeah, jump over the
Our
cactus.
class is now 16 and his hit points are 40.
Mm-hmm.
Nice!
Okay.
Worth weeks. Worth it.
Okay.
Hit
So
points 25 less than mine.
so yeah, it's taking you 2 weeks. What do you do with your evenings?
My evenings, I flirt with Carrie.
Okay.
If I'm ever there, I help.
But you're off flirting with the
But if
popular.
I'm ever there,
Unfortunately, for those 2 weeks, Carrie's not there.
Ugh.
She's off
Well,
doing
I don't
something.
Ellie, that'd be stupid.
Okay.
Something.
You can't flirt with someone who's not there. Why would you take her away for those 2 weeks? It's Dice's opportunity to get laid, and you've stolen her.
You do, however, determine from asking around about where she's from, where she is, that no one really knows. However, were she to return and you to be there waiting, she does tend to prefer the company of women to that of men.
Lovely.
Good intel.
That's fine. In which case, I just spend the evening playing with the kids, getting to know the area, getting to know, all the people within the place. I try and get to know as many people as possible by name, by face, by sight, so that I know who I can call on should I need help.
Cool. Okay. With that, then,
You want me to- Religion.
I'd like you to make a. Just spending your time walking around the city.
Trying to do a little map of Cadiz in my spare time as well.
Okay. You're going to need to remove for me then about 20 gold.
Remove 20 gold. I don't have 20 gold, Rich, because no one ever gives me any gold, so I've got 7.
Okay.
No one has ever given me any gold.
Is anyone going to lend her some? Because this is over a period of 2 weeks.
No. I didn't mean walking around the city anyway. I meant walking around the base.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's
so
fine then.
Within the base and within the Thieves Guild, and trying to get to know as many faces as possible, so I know who to call on in an emergency. If I see someone I recognise, I can go to that person rather than trying to find someone random. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's fine. Roll me a persuasion check.
Persuasion, not intelligence, just to remember them.
Persuasion.
Why? I'm not trying to talk to these people. I literally just want to look at them and remember them.
Okay. Roll me an intelligence check then.
Much preferable. 23.
Cool. You get a pretty good lay of the land.
16.
You get a pretty good lay of the land. You get to know the main faces, the higher ups, the ones who answer immediately to Mother and then give orders to the rest of them. Yeah, you've got a pretty good grip on who's who in the area.
Hierarchy, who's who, what's happening. Yeah, there's no point doing mapping of Kiddy if it's going to cost me money because I don't have any. So that's.
Give me a
Most of the
second.
shopping done by Oriana and Sepsis anyway, because I'm a human. What do I need money for?
I do the shopping.
Yeah. What are we drinking tonight? Sleepy tea. Water? Gin.
Fine, I won't lie then, it's gin and tonic.
I have some lemonade in my customer service cup, which is
Very nice.
the I Don't Care Club.
Okay, so the 2 weeks is up.
Okay.
And as you are breakfasting at the end of the 2 weeks, all together, I hope, where's Sepsis?
Charlie?
Bathroom break.
Okay. As you are all...
Just assume sepsis is in their room, love.
As
Yeah.
you are all breakfasting together, Kerry returns from wherever she was sent and approaches the table. Hello, I hear you were asking about me.
Yes, I was hoping to spend some time with you over the last couple of weeks when I had some time off for a change, but unfortunately you weren't here.
I
I was
am,
very disappointed.
I am very, very, very sorry that I've been away. However, that will have to wait.
Okay.
Father is calling you.
Can I finish this egg?
Of course. Father is not just calling you, though. Father is calling all of you.
I think we assumed so. Thank you.
Yeah. We're kind of a package deal.
Yeah.
I go and kick Sepsis's door.
I would assume he goes with you for this.
Hey.
They
Yeah,
go
they
with
will,
you for
yeah.
this. So, I am apparently not required for the return meeting. You can take the tunnel straight from here through the sewers if you wish.
That, Andy.
He has told me that this is of the utmost importance that it is kept quiet and secret.
Is that what it is?
So I will have my breakfast and will hopefully still be here when at least one of you returns.
I lean down and I say in her ear, I'm really hoping to spend more time with you when I return. And then I go, come on, I remember the route. I rolled. I rolled for remembering the route through the sewers.
You
Do
did?
remember? And I did really well.
You did?
Well, the roll was, but I remember it being good.
No, you did. It's fine. You make your way to one of the underground tunnels, slide a panel on the wall, as you saw Clint do last time. Clint is nowhere to be seen at this moment, by the way. And you make your way into the tunnel through the sewers.
Keep rolling. I don't like it.
Your journey is uneventful.
What we like to hear.
Great.
None of the strange denizens of the dark pay you any attention, pay you any mind. And after about... It seems longer this time for some reason, but you eventually, after 2 weeks, make your way to the room that you last saw Father in. This time, the table is not full. It was empty last time, the first time you ever saw it. There was a hooded figure in every seat. This time, the table has about 4 others dotted around, almost equal distance between them. 2 meters. And there is space enough for all of you opposite Father. Clint is sitting next to Father, chatting to him as you enter the room. No one looks up, and you do not even notice as you approach Father even look at any of you, but he holds out a hand covering you all and just points at you all without looking and just points down at the chairs that have been left vacant for you.
Take a seat.
Go take a seat.
I sit down.
Even though it is whispered and it is almost impossible to hear what they're saying, you can tell from just their faces that the conversation between Clint and Father is heated, and they're arguing, and with a curt last few words, Clint just and sit there
Oh.
in silence and seethes.
Are
as
we
if from
interrupting something?
Do I catch anything of what they're saying? Sorry, Charlie.
You can make a perception check, but you'll do it with disadvantage because we're quite far away and they're whispering.
Disadvantage? Alright. Shame it's disadvantage, but okay. 13?
It's mumbles. Is all you pick up. There's not a word you can discern.
Fine, okay.
They're making a point of, well, they're actively attempting to conceal what they're saying.
Yeah, that's okay.
No interruptions. I come with what I hope is good news.
Oh.
Well, first of all, pleasantries. Melkor sends his regards.
Oh.
I look at Ori and go,
He, I will not use the exact words that he did, but he wishes me to relay that he misses you. But
Sorry, I was catching Greg up.
he is well, and he is longing for the days when you meet again.
Good.
Apart from that, and I have another one. Didn't quite understand this one. The message cut off with Dandelion says hi.
It's like as that is mentioned, like Ace just sort of like inaudibly like there's like an
Oriana's
inward
just-
squeal.
Oriana's just pointedly staring at Ace, the big grin on her face, going, yeah, look, yeah, you did, look, yeah.
I put my arm around Ace and go,
I will remind you all that these spells are expensive, and time is not to be wasted as a magical dating service.
Of course not. No. We're just happy to hear that our colleagues are safe.
Though, as many of you are quite young, I look to you as the obvious oldest, Oriana, to kind of curb their more impetuous impulses, if you can.
That's very much Oriana's role within the group.
Yeah, I think I curb their impulses by being the most impulsive.
Ori is a facilitator of sorts.
I may look 25, but I am 18.
The obvious oldest. I feel like that's somewhat insulting, Ori.
I'm just.
I
It's
do
a
have a
height
baby
thing. I
face.
choose to believe it's a height thing.
That's fair.
Yes, height. That'll be it.
I
That's the dimension he was thinking about.
have heard a great many things about some of your actions in the last 2 weeks. Some slightly more concerning. I suppose one of you would quite happily own up to being the what are they calling you? The Amethyst of Cardew.
Yeah, that might be me.
So you
No,
can
it's very purple.
so you can dance then.
Apparently.
You probably don't know this, but the other crime lord you met taking over that bar, or attempting to, would have been the straw that broke the camel's back and would have led us into a very quiet but quite damaging gang war.
Oh,
You averted that gang war. And as such, having met you, he seems to be inspired to better things. We met yesterday for the first time in, I think, 5 years at a negotiation table and are looking at a very lucrative business deal. So I thank you.
the pets, man.
I believe I can.
Shake.
I believe I can trust most of you.
Yes.
Others is still to be decided. However, I have 2 jobs. One will lead on to the other. The second will have you travel, or at least get you the credentials to be able to travel southwest to the coast, where you can then find more work, if possible, to gain passage. Though there are many different ways across the great expanse of water between Albion and the continent. Some more dangerous than others. If I were you, would stick to the sea. If you are ready, if you have no other obligations at the moment, I can tell you of these missions.
I mean, other than dancing at the bar and working the bar, I've been doing nothing. So yeah.
Very well. Mission number 1. A great number of humans recently a great number of our cousins have recently come down with a disease in the slums on the east side of the city. A lot of them were secretly given medicine by us, but there were a few that we did not, or were not able to catch. What the elves have decided to do about this situation is take the bodies. We do not know why. Normally, they do not care about numbers. If a few humans disappear, they pay it no mind. What we normally do with deaths is we have a secret cremation and unfortunately carry on about our business, not letting the elves know that we have lost any of our number. Otherwise they would normally take the bodies. This time though, they got wind of it and they are escorting the bodies by carriage outside the city, east about 10 miles. They are looking for drivers, slaves, servants, who can help them carry, lift. They're not getting many takers for this opportunity from the slums, as most people are malnourished and weak, and they're not getting many takers from the other races. So we're looking for strong, able-bodied humans who can attend to their every need, but also at the same time report back to us with information about why this is occurring, what they are doing with the bodies, where they're going next.
I don't know if this has any relevance to this mission. When we were traveling to Portal, we were on a land train, and on the land train were wooden boxes filled with dismembered human body parts.
Oh, I forgot about those.
I haven't.
I definitely did not. But
I did that.
when we opened the box, the cold spell was broken, and we were attacked by hands.
Among other limbs.
Didn't we conclude that the reason they attacked us was because of the influence of the crystals in Porthtal?
Yeah.
But why would the hands? I never got an answer as to why the hands were there in the first place. Why would you be transporting boxes of human limbs? It makes no sense.
Instead of
forgot.
letting the bodies be burned.
Yes, I remember that got somewhat under your bonnet.
And it's there.
Interesting.
Thanks, Sepsis.
In the last few hundred years, there have been many stories about bodies disappearing, elves taking them for, as they say, burial. However, unfortunately, the Elvish word for burial is also can also be translated in some dialects as recycled,
Oh,
and that is what we are afraid of.
That's
An imprecise language.
I believe common is the more imprecise. There are about 15 different variations of the translation of that one Elvish word.
all right.
It's made up of many languages.
So you want us to find out what is happening to the bodies and why they're taking to volunteer to be body help. No, that looks weird.
Yes, we just wish to know where they are going, who the next contact is, by which time, if you perform well and admirably for this party, you are foremost to be their protection from the beasts of the wilds out to the east.
Will they accept humans as protection, or will we need to be disguised?
They would prefer humans, I believe.
oh.
Disposable, I suspect.
As protection, I thought that humans were viewed as not worthy fighters.
Meat shields.
Precisely what I thought.
The specific makeup of our party
Mm-hmm.
is conspicuous.
Yeah.
We've been close to apprehension a few times when some well-informed elf or other remembered that there was a group matching our description. I'm worried that getting involved in this kind of thing is going to leave us open to detection.
Can you disguise yourselves?
I can
effectively?
indefinitely, but for the rest of my colleagues here, I believe it's a little more limited.
It's time limited.
Not
And-
for Ace.
No, my hat can certainly last as long as I need it to.
Mm-hmm.
It is simply a matter that we are conspicuous as a party. To be in close contact with elves is fine, but I'm just working out the best way to approach this.
Also, Dice. Dice's main form of defense is magical, and I suspect that the elves might notice if a human were to use magic in front of them.
Actually, that's not so much an issue because I mostly use my crossbow in combat, and it doesn't look intrinsically magical as a weapon. Cedric is more of an issue because he attacks on my command, not Ariana's.
Do you have your
Could you-
Do you have your adventuring papers?
We have them for Ariana and Sepsis, and 2 human slaves.
Okay.
We have 2 versions of this, I think. No, Ariana has one. You have a separate one.
Well,
Yes.
it is the paper that is enchanted, not the writing. The writing is easily influenced. If you wish, I could rename you on those papers.
Sounds very useful, especially if you could rename our benefactors as well.
That would be very useful.
I could.
I wouldn't want word of our service getting back to particularly the person who signed my papers.
Perhaps a couple from the continent, then, not Albion or Cimria.
That would be better. Yes.
Harder to check with.
Heard.
A bit
And
more tedious to get hold of.
Too much hassle.
And if we said one human slave and whatever your marvelous hat can make you be.
Anything that we deem appropriate.
Well, yes, but choose now so I can have it changed on the paper.
Something you can disguise yourself as for some time, Ace. Whenever we are on missions, you would need to be this person.
You could be a Triton like Alakaz.
Tritons are cool, bit drippy.
Wouldn't that require me to be moist a lot of the time?
It's a good point. Ace is not notoriously moist.
I think maybe something such as a half-orc might be better.
Fuck you guys.
You'd be a
Well, because
be a
Ace
pretty
is not notoriously moist.
You'd be a pretty small half orc though.
That's true.
You could, however, you were a dwarf before. That works.
I could be half a dwarf again.
A tall dwarf or a small half orc.
These
A
are the
tall
op-
dwarf seems more likely.
Does the hat work the same as the spell, where you can appear up to a foot shorter than you actually are?
Yeah.
All right, then there's no reason you couldn't be a dwarf. Dwarfs are not. How tall are you normally, Ace? I should know this. Look at you, but I
Only
don't.
5'2".
Oh, right, yeah, be a dwarf.
Yeah.
Dwarf fine for a dwarf.
Definitely can be a dwarf.
You'd be a terrible half-orc, but you'd be a great dwarf.
Let's
So-
go with that.
Perhaps a male dwarf?
Male dwarf is what I was defaulting to previously. So
Male dwarf named Bob?
maybe something a little bit more illustrious for a dwarf.
You don't like the name Bob?
Not particularly.
Can I recommend Durgar?
No,
That's a silly name for a dwarf.
No, Durgar is the race. Dwarves are rarely seen these days.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
There are
sure.
a few
Duragar could work.
brewers and tinkers you may see in various cities, but perhaps one per built-up area. The dwarven race is said to be dwindling, though that may be slightly untrue.
We could both be Duergar and
Yeah.
Ace.
Let's go with that.
We could be Hugin and Moonin.
Hugin and Munin.
Yes. Good names for Duergars, I think.
Where did you come up with this from, Sepsis?
I think Ace finds this slightly sacrilegious.
I think
Yeah.
Ace would certainly
Ace would find that.
recognise the terms.
Ace would find that slightly sacrilegious.
Yeah, he isn't on board with that name.
Don't tell Ace how they
Um,
feel about it.
I think I'll go with a different name.
Cain and Abel.
No, let's not make this religious, for God's
No.
sake.
I was gonna go with something like Gitto.
Gitto's a good name.
And then sepsis can be Ovier. Ghetto Ovier.
I hate everything you just said.
Mm-hmm.
Give yourself negative inspiration.
Can't.
Shan't.
I'll be Moonin then.
You be Moonin, and I will be Gitto.
And I will attempt to remember this always.
It's alright. The first person we know, you'll tell them that we're actually exactly who we are in disguise, and everything will be fine.
I flick a ball of paper at Sepsis's head.
Does it explode?
I mean, I could
Fireball.
theoretically do that, but no, it is just a piece of paper on this occasion.
Well, if you will all stay here then with Clint while I take your papers and have them amended.
Wait, sorry, what about Ariana? Ariana's probably the most distinctive one of us all.
Ariana can be green for a little while, I believe.
Green for up to 24 hours, I think. And there is
Green?
She has a spray, but I don't think she has enough to keep it up for a long period of time.
How long would
She is arguably the most noticeable of us.
Yes.
2 days at the most.
There's no reason the potion would not work for that time. And Green, she still looks like a tiefling, but could theoretically be crossed with something else. She's less noticeable. I think green is more common than purple.
A demon and an orc bred, then.
And produce something really unusual.
But I'm pretty sure that all the notices say purple tieflings, so I think that works.
All right. Should we change the names for myself and Ori?
I believe so.
I think you're down as human, but Oriana obviously has a name on there.
If you look at your papers as you take them out, it does say on yours particularly sepsis plus 1 human slave.
Yeah, human's fine.
They're not named or described.
Fine.
So they're interchangeable just in case you need to get yourself a new one.
All right. Actually, that kind of works for me. I'm fine with that. For Oriana, they would need to choose a name, which will be tricky this second.
Perhaps it would be better if Ace, instead of being a Duergar, is just a different looking human.
What, one with less armor, so the armor is hidden?
Well, possibly.
The armor is distinctive.
This is true.
But humans are often overlooked. I think for Ace it would be quite simple. I'm wondering if it would almost be better for Oriana to wear Ace's hat for a little while. Then Oriana can be whatever or whoever she wants.
Yeah. The only thing that we run risk of there is that I'm in my armor for the whole of the time.
Well, we've been able to hand wave that away by saying that we find you more effective if we keep you armed.
That's true.
People can have very little attention to humans like us, but Oriana draws attention just because of who she is and how she looks. Regardless of what color she is, she will always be incredibly beautiful. So
Dice is going to have a big fancy crossbow, so I mean, the arm thing is kind of a lost cause anyway.
But if you need it back at some point in the future, we could do that. But I think for now, perhaps it makes more sense to change Oriana.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Willing to do so, which again is hard to ask.
I'd be willing to have her wear the hat.
I'm sure Oriana will agree to this.
I think it makes more sense.
So, what? Who shall we say? In fact, because it's 9:05, giving Charlie and Oriana some say in this, we'll take a break here and go and stick a kettle on. So yeah, we'll see you. Please stick around. Those who are watching, take this 10 minutes to go grab a friend, tell them what's going on, bring them in, catch them up.
Not physically. Do not physically grab your friends.
No, because stay safe.
Yep. Get one of those robot arm grabbers, thoroughly disinfect it, grab them using that.
Virtually grab your friends, tell them what's going on.
From 6 feet away.
Catch them up very quickly in the last 22 sessions. And then, bring them along. Tell them this is going on.
Don't you miss any of my murders.
No.
They're the only thing in my life that I'm proud of.
But we will catch you again in about 15-20 minutes. Stick around, please. Thank you.
We won't be long.
See you soon.
Charlie's room looks so much.
Hello, and we are back from break. We've lost one player, unfortunately, to technical difficulties. So, Greg is going to Jaeger Oriana for the rest of the evening. But I'm looking forward personally to seeing Greg be flirtatious for the rest of the evening anyway, so this will be fun.
I don't know how much roleplay I'll do for Oriana.
Okay, so where we left off, you were in the room with Father, and it was up to Oriana to decide what her new name and appearance and race would be.
I think I think Oriana is going to be a half orc. And I asked her if she was alright with the name Hugin. So she's going to be Hugin.
Okay.
Sepsis is going to be the Duergar Moonin.
Okay.
And
Okay,
I'm going to
sorry.
be Gitto.
Hagar, Moonin, and what are you, Gitto?
Gitto, but I'm
Not
still going
Hagar.
to be human.
Hugin.
Hugin. Oh, God. Do I need to write these down or something? Hang on.
The Ravens of Odin.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I know.
Hugin and Moonin. Hugin and Moonin.
Yeah, I don't know how you would pronounce it. Like,
It's Hugin and Moonin.
is it Hugin or is it Huggin?
It's Hugin
Hugin.
and Moonin.
Carry on. I've written them down. Oh, not in English, though. Let me try that again.
I can just see, like, just see poor Ramen being made into a pillow for his brothers.
I mean, he doesn't mind. He likes to sleep in a pile.
Yeah.
Looks
Right.
like
Is Hugin and Moonin?
Hugin is Charlie. She is the half orc Hugin, and I am the Duergar Moonin.
And then Gitto is Ace.
Human ace.
Ace, yeah. Human ace.
I'm going to be Dice. I might die when I'm back
You need a name.
Yeah.
You can't just be Dice.
Why? We established that no one cares about humans.
Because of subterfuge, Dice.
That no one cares who I am, so what difference does it make? I'm listed as and human.
I would greatly prefer it if you took on another persona and name.
One day I swear to you,
you-
Father, one day I will teach them discretion.
Can you
I'm being discreet.
can you
Very good.
potentially change your accent as well? Can you sound
I
like
give-
your fellows?
I give Ace a mushroom out of my pocket as a treat.
Positive reinforcement. Trying to Pavlov me.
Who's Pavlov? I can do this accent, or I can do a more posh version. But usually this accent would be fine. I can do this one.
That works.
It actually sounds very
Though-
natural.
Though to be fair, if you are coming from the continent, could you all mimic her?
Wee.
Oh, oui.
I would find it quite difficult.
Oh, that's not bad, Ace. Good job.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
That's a totally different accent.
Mon Dieu, mon Dieu.
Mange two.
Merci buckets.
Okay.
We're all terrible people.
I will take these papers. I will return in maybe a few moments. Please stay with Clint. I will be back soon. And he stands, and as he stands, the 4 other individuals sitting at the table stand with him and move off, all in completely different directions into the shadows.
I look at my friends and Sepsis and say, my name will be Lorelei.
Well, I'm just gonna take an antacid for that. That's...
You need some salve for that.
Lorelei. Did we establish whether I should use this accent or not? What did we establish there?
Don't- no. Well, I think what we established is that everyone else can't use your accent. Oriana, standing behind Sepsis, just goes "Sacre bleu!"
Invaders! No, so Clint kind of pipes up. I think being where you're apparently supposed to be from, according to the new papers, you probably do well to keep your accent. Dice. Sorry, what's your name?
Lorelei.
Lorelei.
We are just Charlie's laughing in the other room.
Secret. Okay, fine. I will. When I agreed, I didn't know they rhymed. Ah. The names: Hugin, Moonin, and Lorelei.
And Gitto.
Gilmore Girls?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But the name?
hmm
What is this Gilmore Girl? No, I've never watched Gilmore Girls. I just like the name Lorelai.
You should watch it. It's very good.
Lorelai is named in a folk song, I think, by the Medieval Babes.
Mm.
Fair enough.
So, as you're sitting there, Clint goes, so I told Father, you all performed quite well. Obviously he debriefed me after you lot had gone. I have a question to ask of you. Have any of you been to any fighting pits lately?
No, I've just been here with Seb.
I've been working on Cedric's mechanics. I have no interest in fighting pits.
I know Oriana's been stuck in, obviously, a bar, earning her keep and doing quite well. Sepsis?
Do I look like someone who frequents fighting pits?
Not right now.
This is me.
You
I may look like other people, but I'm still this person. When I look like other people, it doesn't make me any more burly. Hey, do you want me to throw a punch at you?
Why would Sepsis be anywhere near a fighting pit? That is the last place I would expect them to be.
Certainly the last place I would expect me to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sepsis is pretty jumpy.
Okay. Roll a deception check with advantage because your friends have helped you unknowingly.
Yeah.
But also knowingly, unknowingly, which makes it a very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That is deception, you say?
Deception, yeah.
3,655,921.
No, it's only an 18.
He kind of softens a little bit and kind of lets a breath out. It's like a good friend of mine recently had a good bit of luck in the fighting pits, and he won for the first time in 2 months, and he was gonna do a lot with that money. But on his way home, he was apparently accosted by a strange Durgar no one had ever seen. Well, he was taken home by a strange Durgar and never seen alive again. He was found in a gutter. So,
That's awful. I'm sorry to
I
hear that.
didn't mean to accuse any of you. I'm sorry, Sepsis. I didn't mean to.
Rich, to be fair, I hear a Durgar, and obviously I'm aware that Sepsis had some knowledge previously of the guard. So I just want to go,
That's the
Sepsis,
guard.
the
Right, yeah.
guard you killed? Yeah.
Sure.
I have some knowledge that you were involved.
Okay.
Because I know, well, no, I don't have knowledge you were involved. I know you were lying to me about it.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna say though, there are literally thousands of Durgar in the city.
I'm just going to go, a Durgar, Sepsis often changes into a Durgar, but I can't imagine they were involved in this.
No,
That's
I trust you, of course. I believe you, Sepsis. I'm sorry.
I imagine it's a dangerous city to walk around with monetary winnings late at night.
It is. The only reason we knew to look for them was because the woman left to look after his daughter was obviously expecting him back, and sent out a search party to look for him. But we'll take in his daughter and send his daughter to Alakaz, and she'll be looked after.
I'm backing up Sepsis here, but can I roll an insight check anyway?
You can roll an insight check on what Sepsis said originally.
That's
his
what.
Original persuasion.
Yeah, I believe him. I believe them. You're good. You're good.
Okay.
Ace isn't going to roll because Ace doesn't think that Sepsis has done anything wrong in their whole life.
No, it's nice because Dice had some suspicions initially, but everything since has proven to be completely legitimate as far as Dice knows. So it's really hard to play this.
In fact,
Nothing wrong ever in my life.
In fact, the amount of times that Sepsis has deceived you I'm either going to give him, if it's one-on-one with you, I'm either going to give them, if it's one-on-one with you and Oriana, I'm either going to give them advantage on deception or you disadvantage on insight.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I think Dice would be the only one who wouldn't garner the advantage or disadvantage because they have successfully insight checked them at least once.
Like discerned it.
But yeah, so but anyway,
Every time one of you rolls insight, I think this is going to be when this character gets retired.
Oh,
Right,
you know what, if I roll
we're
my
all terrible.
matched you. Oh, you can see? That's creepy.
Background. Stop showing me that background. I don't know what number it has on it.
Isn't it weirder still that the dice has turned into the bag?
Yeah.
So I was thinking, I tend to look quite far ahead. Have you guys given any thought to where you will go on the continent, or?
Towards Shalem, perhaps, we have an ally of sorts amongst the elven ex-nobility there.
There's been talk of moving south.
Shalem is south. Well,
Yes.
Hang on,
There's been talk of
Shalem,
moving
the
south there.
capital of the Elven Empire on the continent.
perhaps more of a passing through than stopping.
Only slightly more dangerous than the capital city of Albion, in which resides the young prince whose life you saved and is the reason you're being hunted. You want to go to where his grandparents are.
Actually,
Yes,
we
we're
wanted-
idiots. What's west of Avalon?
There's nothing west of Avalon.
Yes, we're the idiots.
It's interesting to me. Anyway, we are intending to head south, I think, overall. Is that right?
Yes.
We're there was something about the desert. I don't remember exactly why.
No, I don't.
We need to find Thor.
No, you need to find Thor. No offense.
How are you going to find Thor?
I'm going to look for where he has competition, where the gods gather.
Do you think it's likely you will find Thor? I'm looking at Ace with a really incredulous expression, probably like, do you think you're going to find Thor?
I think so.
I thought all the gods were gone.
Apparently, that
No.
might not be so much the case. A
We've
number of
we've
us
met
have had.
one.
We have theoretically met one.
Clint kind of crosses his arms in front of you and looks at you even more incredulously than Dice just did. You've met a god.
Yeah, not in his full form, of course, but we've met a god.
Hey, what's west of Avalon?
There's nothing west of Avalon.
You know, this is actually
And he
quite.
laughs at me.
Poor Clint's like, what?
What? Okay, so look, he won't want to tell you this, but I think you guys are strong enough to take it on. I've seen you in action, and you're only growing stronger.
To take on Thor? Jesus Christ, I don't think so.
No, not Thor, the god, but
What's west of Avalon?
there's nothing west of Avalon.
We should take on. And I hit Sepsis under the table. Stop it.
There's more than one way across the dangerous expanse leading to the continent than just by water.
Hmm.
The other option.
Go on.
We could try the Underdark.
The Underdark. Actually, we did meet a what was that creature? Sepsis, you're good at this. What was
Drider.
a Drider? We did meet a Drider who was actually very pleasant. The Underdark might not be as impossible.
Hang on. Hang on. You've met a god who was real,
Theoretically, yes.
and you had a pleasant meeting with the elves' more evil dark cousins.
They're not more evil. The Drider was actually probably the most pleasant part of that trip, apart from the kobolds with the dragon, of course.
Yes.
Ignore everything I just said. There's nothing
Where I
west.
got my fancy
There's
stuff.
nothing west of Avalon. Ignore what I just said. Don't go to the Underdark. You might not be able to handle it. Get a boat.
Hey, how do we get into the Underdark?
Well, I've started, so I'll finish.
Magnus Magnuson, go on.
There are, south of here, huge white cliffs. Nearby, which is a port town. It's a,
Livonia.
it's a rough town. It's huge. Many boats you may be able to charter, varying degrees of expense. Not many controlled by Father or our organisation. However, if you know the way, or find out the way, you can enter those cliffs instead of going across the water.
How?
I don't know. I've just heard tell of other races making it across the channel without taking a boat.
I have a question for you. Have you ever heard of the phrase, the enemy of my enemy is my friend?
Are you saying that the elves have lied to us and the drow are not evil?
I would imagine that information would be shocking to you, that elves may not tell the truth. I know. It's practically unthinkable.
It's not
I
just
don't think, guys, I don't think that we can necessarily. Sorry, Lorelei. I don't think that we can necessarily judge all the drow or even all of the Drider
I'm not,
based on our experience with that one. They were under some duress.
I'm not, but I will say that the Drider was significantly more useful than any of the elves we have met. And if there are people passing through the Underdark, then I would imagine that perhaps the drow are not. Imagine passing through an entire terrain populated with elves, where they are the only real creatures down there, and they control everything, including the passageways in and out. And you think people are surviving without the drow helping?
It sounds like it could be more in our price range going through the Underdark rather than trying to book passage.
Yeah, I think booking passage might be
it's a lot
kind of
more,
risky for us as a party as well.
It is, however, a lot more dangerous.
It depends how you define dangerous, though.
Mm.
There are many dangers.
Many that have entered have been told never to return, either through death or. There's nothing west of Avalon.
I
Either
didn't say anything.
no, but Oriana did. It's easy to get lost in there. A lot of people have gone down apparently never to see the light of day again, never to be heard of. Yeah,
What was the name of the Drider we met?
you never got one.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Did you write it down?
It's very possible.
I was going to say, I didn't. Greg might have done, and if not, I can definitely go back and find out. You upload all these videos onto this wonderful thing called YouTube.
Yes,
Ooh,
Dice of the Beholder
reviews.
on YouTube. Search Dice of the Beholder, all one word, all separate, and remember to like, comment, and subscribe.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Look at that.
Maruthas of House Vinasathan.
Hang on, spell it.
Really?
Actually, no,
Maruth-
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You've got it written down. That's all that matters to me.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I haven't got it highlighted though, like I usually do
Names.
with names. So I need to
I think
make.
it's going to be relevant. It might be now.
Oh no, I knew it was going to be relevant because Brian named them.
It's interesting that we've got a house as well. Okay. See, Dice would know this because Dice is way smarter than I am.
So yeah, you can get your Drider friend to possibly guide you through the Underdark.
It's west of Avalon.
Pardon?
What's west of Avalon?
There's nothing west of Avalon.
Clint, you seem particularly inclined to take the word of elves on this one subject when the rest of the time, they've lied to you, cheated you, beaten you.
It's not just elves, it's other races as well.
Maybe the Underdark's just so pleasant that the people who go down there decide to stay forever.
They say they worship a dark goddess and perform dark rites on any humans they come across. So,
I have a question for the DM. Can I roll a history check to see what I know about the Underdark as a whole?
Yeah.
As a whole, literally.
Yeah. Okay. History check on that is going to be 12. Not spectacular, but...
You've read the general histories of the elves, those stories and those books you were allowed to read in Nidum that told of elves in general, the elves before the Sundering, before whatever changed and became the world you now know. And you know that in the elves' history, long ago, there was a separation where a distinct group of them declared war, decided not to follow the old ways of the elves, and branched out to serve and worship the goddess Loth, or Loth.
What do I know about the goddess?
Not much from a history check.
Oh, can I make a religion check?
Yes, you can.
Thanks. Come on, give me a better number. All right, well, that's significantly worse. I got an 8.
Not much.
Rod, you're never going to accuse your players of cheating their dice rolls, are you, when we do so badly?
She's not.
In fairness, I rolled an 8 on that deception check.
Oh, shut up. You know what? I'm just going to up my insight to the point where I can,
Just pump that insight.
I don't know much about Loth other than Dark Goddess.
Alright.
I'm just gonna... I don't necessarily buy the idea that a whole race could be evil by their nature. I think that generally those who are evil have made a choice to be so.
Out of character. Wow.
Hey, dude. Whoa.
Just openly saying that Betsy chooses to be an evil baddie.
Openly saying that if they were evil, they may have chosen to be so.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Don't know what you're talking about. Sepsis has done nothing wrong ever in their life.
Can I turn to Ace and go, do you know anything about the gods of the Underdark, the Jar? Oh, well, but I know nothing.
Do you want to make a religion check, Ace?
Yeah.
Could I as well, because this seems like the sort of thing that my master might have taught me about.
Yeah.
Thanks for getting on board, everyone.
Apparently he didn't.
No. Yeah.
I rolled a 12.
That's 6.
6.
Mm.
We're very focused on your own gods. We're cool.
Just in case you wanted to.
You wanted to?
Because everyone else is checking.
Oh, do you want Ori to roll?
Oriana's religion is +3.
Okay.
Mm.
She rolled a 5.
A 5?
Yeah, including the +3.
Mm.
Okay.
Fair enough.
This one die has rolled 3 2s today.
Sepsis, then. You know, Loth is old. There is a darkness to the tales about her. Goddess of spiders, webs, fate. However, darkness is light to some from a certain point of view.
I'm going to keep that to myself.
Okay.
I bet you're surprised. I bet you're really surprised.
I am so surprised.
I'm practically floored, personally.
I am that shocked Pikachu. Meme.
So, as you are talking, I'm trying to work out who Loth is. Father comes back.
In lieu of Oriana, can I just say, Daddy?
So Father comes back.
I was going to say, if he hands us the papers, Oriana would be like, "Thank you, Daddy."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he smiles and smirks at both of you, and hands the papers back, and they are amended. You are all now your patrons, both of your patrons, is Gaston Lecage.
Gaston.
Who's his
Gaston.
Who's Gaston?
Gaston Lecage.
Oh, look. It's not Cash, is it?
No. C-A-G.
Whose
Different
patron?
universe.
Whose patron is that?
Both of you, all of you.
Okay.
Gaston Lecage. That is a name I can say very easily.
Your patron is a wealthy merchant from the lower provinces of Charlem.
Fantastic. Do we know what he trades in?
Wine, I believe.
Wine merchant, okay. Gaston Lecage.
But also information. He has been useful over the years. He's a half-orc.
Is he friendly to your cause?
No, he has never known who he was dealing with when he has dealt with us.
That's fine, just so that, we know.
Yes. This is very helpful. Thank you, Father.
You have maybe an hour before they're ready to go.
We should
Is
go
that
then.
enough time to prepare, or?
Haha, yes. We travel quite light.
We don't have a lot of positions.
I would like to run back to the rooms very quickly. I need to do something before we leave. Would we leave from this entrance or would we leave from another? And how long do we have before we need to be out of the door?
You have an hour before you need to start journeying towards the East Gate.
An hour. Okay.
Mhm.
That's fine. We can do that.
You will meet a group of elven administrators. You will protect them and their carriage drivers.
This has been arranged?
They are waiting for someone to approach to offer protection to the caravan.
Would it be better to go sooner to ensure that nobody else takes the spot?
I don't think anyone else will.
All right.
Excellent. Well, we will be there as soon as we may. Guys,
Thank you.
how long does the thing that you want to do take?
You know what? Another time. We can leave now.
Excellent.
Was the thing you wanted to do carry?
I look at Ace with slight shock and go, no.
It
Like
just chuckles to themselves.
It's actually the same colour as my hair. Ori,
Exercise heavily.
Ori, Cedric is under your charge, but obviously in combat he will refer to me. But for the time being, Sepsis, do you think you could do the spell that makes him hairy? Or would it be
Yes.
better to just have him as metallic with Ariana?
Let's say he's Ariana's guard robot. Yes. I don't know. Maybe we can pass it off as something Charlene.
Perhaps. I'm wondering if I should at some point skin a bear and just glue the fur directly onto the dog like some sort of creepy taxidermy. Shall we go?
Yes.
All right. Bye, Father.
Thank you again.
Farewell.
Oriana says, "Bye, Daddy."
Clint, when you and as you leave, he just says, Clint, stay close, report back what you see.
Oh, Clint, you're coming with us.
Clint,
Oh, I didn't realise.
Clint kind of wanders behind you. Not quite. I'm not coming with you, but I will follow. Or venture off ahead in hopes that I can gather any information that you do not.
Wonderful.
Hey, have you spent much time outside of a city before now?
Well, you can't have you can't really practice with a bow inside the city limits, and I am very good with a bow.
I meant, have you spent many nights outside of the city?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Just as we're walking out the door, I turn back round to Father and I go, just to check, the elves, do they know what is west of that place? Without actually saying it, so I don't get everyone to repeat the same damn thing. Will they be compulsively triggered? Would they realise they had done it? Just checking. For fun purposes.
I think it might be unwise to mess with the elves in that way.
Checking.
Some of them might. I don't know.
Interesting. Okay.
I swear to you, Father, one day I will teach her subterfuge.
Oh, okay. I never said I was going to do it. I'm actually just interested if it transmits to all people or if it is a group thing or whatever. And I'm saying this as I walk off.
Sebs just mutters, triggered under their breath.
Okay.
Hear that?
Roll a perception check. Roll stealth, Sepsis.
I
All right.
hear that.
It's not high. She heard.
I rolled a 23.
Yeah, you heard it.
Yeah, I turn around and hit Sepsis upside the head.
Ow.
Now we can go.
Okay. So you all make your way back through the Cirrus again. It is an uneventful journey. You make your way back through the
Guys
Cirrus.
are with us today.
Speak for yourself.
Doing the sepsis.
And you get back to Mother's place.
Okay.
It is, at this time of day, it's actually quite empty. There are only a few people dotted around. You can see Kerry and Kai sitting at one table, chatting.
I wander over and go, unfortunately, I have been called away. It will have to wait for another time. Time with you, I'm afraid.
Well, I wait patiently, I suppose. I hope you'll return after this.
Yeah, fingers crossed. It's never guaranteed, you know?
Okay. Then, until next time, I suppose.
And I sort of awkwardly go, bye.
Eggs will come and sort of put like a friendly arm around Dice as she's walking away, and just sort of over her shoulder, sort of turn and say, "Try and get her back in one piece for you."
Aww. I look at it and go, she's just really pretty.
She is. It's just like nods. It's like she is.
So, what do you do?
You get laid.
Any preparations or?
No, I have everything
We
on me.
don't seem to have time.
I have everything on me. There's nothing I'd want to do.
Same.
You've got an hour. You are in the headquarters of a criminal organisation. There are still people there. Mother is there. Is there anything you want to do? Well, you've got, after walking back, you've got about half an hour now before you have to go. Is there anything you
Okay.
want to do?
I want to speak with Seven and just say, like, what's happening.
Stefan kind of
So-
looks at you. Do you need help? Would you want me to come with you to help out, defend those who can't be defended?
Hey, can I
Um,
hear that?
Yeah.
That would need to. I think that would need to be confirmed
say-
with Father.
Abso-fucking-lutely not.
Sepsis.
We are conspicuous enough, perhaps, as it is, without extras, but it is a kind and generous offer.
Yeah, we do appreciate the offer.
Do you know how long you'll all be?
I'll be
We're not
about-
too sure just yet.
I'll be about 4'5", probably still.
Doesn't just go. Sometimes you're really fucking funny.
and you're traveling into the woods to the east, yes?
Yes.
As far as we're aware, yeah.
Hey.
Hey, why do you ask?
No. What's west of Avalon?
There's nothing west of Avalon.
Interesting.
Caught that bug, have you?
No, just curious to see who it affects and if there's anyone it doesn't. And if it doesn't, why the fuck not? Because I want to know. I want to know. This is really interesting to me.
I'll be sure to look for your assistance when we return, Seven.
If you don't come back for a few days, I'll come out to look for you.
Yes, if it's ever really important that we get caught being sneaky, we'll be sure to refer to you first.
I shove Sepsis a bit and go, shh, be
He
nice.
smiles awkwardly at Sepsis and looks more imploringly at Ace and Dice and Oriana. I'll come look for you if you don't come back.
That's very
Okay.
sweet. I think that would be a terrible idea. Perhaps stay safe.
I can look after myself.
I have no doubt. I just wouldn't want you getting in trouble on our account. Right, Ace?
That's right. We wouldn't want you to be putting yourself at risk.
I don't
There are
want you to
people
put us
here
at
that
risk.
need you.
Yeah.
I have a very quick idea. I run off and find Mother
Okay.
and go, does anyone have such a thing as exploding crossbow bolts?
Mother kind of looks at you and cocks an eyebrow.
Just like lying around. Just like, hey, can you just go check in the exploding crossbow bolt cupboard for me?
We tend to lean towards the more quiet forms of ammunition and dealings.
No one has any gunpowder here. Black powder.
Not for a while. I can make some inquiries if you wish.
Please, if you could. It was a thought I had. I think I can put something together maybe that I can do a thing with. But okay, I have to go. Thank you. Bye. And I run off sort of.
Very well. Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay.
I miss stuff, man. Just stuff.
Okay. You make your way then out of the hidden bunker, up onto the streets and into the city proper. It is a busy morning. Again, you see the massive line of humans coming in to sell their wares. It's the end of like market month, but there's still some people trying to get those last minute sales. Enough money to survive the winter. And you do notice that there seems to be in fact, everyone roll an insight check.
That's weird. That's weird. All right. 11.
Ooh, a 20.
Okay.
Glad you didn't
Ace.
talk about this earlier.
Ace.
Mhm.
There is a lot more tension in the city as you walk through it today. And it's not from humans and most of the other races. The guards seem to be particularly on edge. They are.
Do I discern why with a 20?
No, you don't have enough information to kind of work out. The only thing you know is there was potentially a murder recently, but they weren't this on edge yesterday. It's a recent.
Yeah, we heard.
Hmm?
Did we hear that there have been riots or something? I'm sure that's what Father said. Something about humans being killed in fighting. No, that's fighting, not riots. Okay.
But yeah, the guards are very, very on edge, and they're paying particularly close attention to humans as they walk past.
Okay,
They're not stopping anyone or questioning anyone. They're just tense.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sort of gesture to the guys and just sort of mention, hey, do you notice that the guards there, they seem to be super on edge today?
I have a look at sort of my person and realise I don't have anything dodgy and go, does anyone have anything dodgy they'd like to put in the bag of holding before we go through the gate?
No, I don't really carry anything other than...
Apart from your incredibly fancy elven made sword.
Oh yeah, maybe that.
Mhm.
So I'll pop that in.
Greg, you're muted.
You're muted, Greg.
Maybe wrap that up in something so it doesn't cut the bag.
Smart. And
It's already in a sheath.
That'll do.
Oh, there we go.
Hey, I should start doing a proper in-character voice. Maybe wrap that up in something so it doesn't cut the inside of the bag. Nope,
You need to do it in a Shalem accent.
Mange two.
So as you make your way through the city, you eventually get to the east side. It is very similar in makeup to the side of the city that you've already been on. The council, nicer residences, off to taverns, less nice residences, big wall, warehouses, slum, farms. You eventually get to the east gate. Waiting there are 3 large carriages with bundled up or like Hessian wrapped shapes piled up haphazardly in the back of these carriages, and there are 6 elves. Each driver is a guard, so there's 3 of them, and there are 3 what look like clerks, just kind of standing there with the medieval version of clipboards.
Just to check, did we pass through the gate? No.
Yeah, gate's open.
No. But did we pass the guards who were looking intently at the humans?
That's everywhere in the city.
Okay.
I will approach, I suppose, with Oriana.
Mm-hmm.
Say, bonjour, mes amis. My name's Moonin. This here is my partner Hugin, and we are Hugin and Moonin's Muscle for Hire Incorporated. I understand you've got some sort of dangerous mission you need some hired muscle for.
Ah, bonjour, monsieur. Ça va?
Oui, ça va bien.
You are not well versed in the Shalem tongue, my friend.
I have spent time in the fair land of Charlem.
I will
picked up un petit peu.
I will, mostly for my sake, I will endeavor to speak your tongue.
Oh, mercy.
Yes, please stop.
Mercy, book up.
You are
Invisibly wincing. Like, I'm,
Out of character and in character.
yeah, just around.
you are here for escort.
Correct, yes. I heard a rumour that you were looking for some hired help and/or meat shield. My colleague here, the strong silent type, and I slap Ori on the butt, and I are helpful, and our chattel back there provide an effective meat shield.
Bien. The wages, obviously, not for your chattel. It is only for you and your large friend here.
I'm sure it will be perfectly sufficient to replace them if they happen to get in between us and something nasty.
Oui, you can. We are paying you 10 gold each. You can get 4 for that amount in the market.
Maybe 5 of the smaller one, eh?
Oui. So, you are ready to go?
Yep, we travel light. That's one of our one of the elements of our mission statement.
Then let us proceed.
Oui.
Mon ami.
Do you have transport?
I got my big stunking legs.
The carriages, they are heavily laden. We will not move too fast for you, I hope.
I'm sure not, and if it becomes a problem, I'm sure we can just climb up on top.
Well, there are the human bodies in the back. I would not recommend it.
Oh, I'm used to wading through filth.
Then you should be okay. We will go. And
Absolument.
Dice also goes.
Mon Dieu. And he jumps up into the carriage along with the other two. He just waves, and the other 2 elves get up alongside their guards as well. The gates in front of you are opened.
I turn back to Dice and Ace and just click and go, Alonzi!
And I just walk up.
We follow reluctantly.
You're responsible for this voice.
Yeah. Sorry. So you see the carts. They start to move again. They are quite heavily laden, so they move quite slowly, enough to keep up at a brisk pace. And you make your way out of the eastern gate of Cardir.
As we're going, can I try and look into the back of the carriage just to see roughly how many bodies we're talking about? Because I'm walking at the back anyway, I'd presume.
Yeah, roll me a perception check.
Yeah. I don't want to. It goes badly for me. It went badly for me. There is a bodies.
There are 4 or more.
I rolled.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Many.
I've got an intelligence of like 18 and I can't count bodies.
It's wisdom.
We're moving.
Wisdom.
Why is counting wisdom not intelligence? That's bonkers.
Because it's your ability to see them.
Yeah, well, I'm blind to the back and it's clearly dark in there, alright?
As you move past farms, and again, the farms are worked mainly by humans with very little supervision. There's no guards or many other races out here. They are free to work the land, knowing that the only real way of making any money or to stay alive is to earn enough to pay their taxes and feed their family at the same time. You move further east and you can see woodland, huge, old and expansive ahead, and as you crest the top of a hill you can just see that just before you go down and into the woodland now travels far off into the distance. Roll a perception check, everyone who wants to.
I shall roll one for Oriana.
Yeah. That is 15.
15 also.
Okay. To the left then and to the north, far off into the distance, it's quite a clear day. You can see mountainous terrain, mountains effectively as far as your eye can see to the north. However,
I don't say that.
the further then east along the horizon you look, you realise that those mountains flatten until they're almost non-existent off into the east, and the east land seems very, very flat indeed. What did you get, Ace?
15.
Okay.
Ori also got 15.
Okay.
I got 8.
Dice, you can see just off in the distance, as far as your eye can see, the glitter of a river. Huge to give off that reflection from this distance, but it is miles and miles and miles away.
That's because this is daylight,
Mm-hmm.
not in a bloody wagon.
It's about 11 o'clock in the morning.
Not in a wagon.
In fact, Oriana checks, it's exactly 11 o'clock in the morning. But you were about to enter the trees, and immediately you can see these trees are hundreds of feet tall. They are thick, and it is quite dark below the canopy of leaves in front of you.
This forest is old.
This forest is old.
Really old.
As we're walking, I hand Ace their sword.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
We do this stealthily. Well, it's in a sheath, so they can't really see that it's.
knew your weapon. I think that's
Yeah.
good.
I just want you guys to know that I hadn't noticed, and I need to update my my collection of fingers. I had it down as 2 preserved fingertips. It's obviously now 3 preserved fingertips.
Mm-hmm.
Are you up for
Very important information.
No, 3. What would the 4th be? There was
I
there
don't
was
know.
Jean Pierre in Portal. There was the
Kaelin.
guy from Kaelin in Tau, and then Steele in Kaidid. I don't think I've.
You didn't.
Unless you're
Other
thinking I would.
other people get key rings or fridge magnets with the name of the town on them,
Are
or
you
like
thinking that I would
snow
count-
globes.
Are you thinking that I would count the captain from the captain that Ori helped me kill?
Yeah.
Because I don't count that. That was a mission.
All right, fair enough.
Completely
just-
different.
That was
Reckless
business,
guilt.
not pleasure.
Fucked up.
Is that what you're talking about?
So you move further off to the east. You can see. Hang on. A dice, in fact. You look north again to the mountains as you are used to this, and you miss this kind of terrain. You miss the protection of the valley that you lived in for most of your life. And you do just notice in the long grass to your north, the unfarmed land, a figure, familiar one, carrying a bow with a shock of dirty blonde hair as he disappears back into the long grass.
Clint,
Mm-hmm.
cool. I don't say anything, obviously. That would be really shitty spy work. Hey, look! Clint!
It's that boy.
If Sepsis had noticed you noticing and not saying anything, they would give you a mushroom.
Well done.
Gives mushroom, rings bell.
To the clicker.
Yeah.
Really enjoy this new little character trait. I'm cool with it.
And as you progress no further east,
That is very cool.
you eventually get down the hill into the valley in front of you, and are swallowed up by the trees. And it takes a moment for your eyes to adjust, but this forest is old, and all
Really
of
old.
you immediately get the feeling that you are
But
not
it's old as balls.
welcome here.
Okay.
Guys, do I feel any particular difference to how I normally feel?
No.
Aww. I don't know whether to feel sorry for Sepsis, irritated with them. God.
I don't know. Well, they just murdered a father, so
Yeah.
However, Sepsis,
hello.
you notice just for a moment, and you blink, and they're gone. Standing in front of you, the path you're heading towards, your master. And then they're gone.
Mm.
I'm going to telepathically just say to Worm, "Hey, did you see that?"
See what, boss?
No, of course you didn't. Carry on.
And...
Hey. Worm, could you do me a favour?
Yeah.
When we're out and about like this, could you sort of keep an eye out? Because I tend to sort of...
Interesting.
Get stuck inside your own head a lot.
Yes, I don't look around very much.
Alright.
So if you could just, like, keep your head on a swivel.
Well, yeah, because, you know, we
Images of them being a periscope
we-
on top of your
we've-
head.
kind of got to in hell. So, oh,
It's
Just-
always about hell with you, isn't it?
that's where I'm from. Are you wanting to know then that strange young boy with the crossbows and the bows is following us to the north?
He did say he would.
Oh,
Um,
alright.
Warn me if he looks like he's going to be noticed.
I noticed him.
Warn me if he looks like he's going to be noticed by our employers.
Father.
No, the elves you... Just keep an eye out, let me know what's going on.
Alright, done. Deal.
I just have a.
Worm will be
Okay.
rolling my perception checks now.
Alright, cool.
I can actually Worm sitting on top of your head going, there's a tree, there's another tree, that one's a bit greener than the previous one. I like that one, it's got brambles at the bottom. The brambles look like they've got berries.
That's a very suspicious bee.
It'd be more like
Don't trust
like
that
work to give me
dragonfly.
up to the minute updates on what Ariana's ass is doing.
Yeah.
It was slightly to the left, it was great.
Like two halves of Edam wrapped in a handkerchief.
It's like two Pringles hugging.
Weird image when you think about it.
But as you progress into the woodland then, and it gets darker and darker and your eyes adjust, I'm actually going to leave it there. Because I've
What?
just... No.
Is that not part?
Right, it's half...
It's half
Yeah,
past 10, how dare you?
Yeah, why?
We didn't start until late.
I know.
Damn it.
A 3-hour session. I'm going to fucking riot.
No, we have time for this, Richard. We have time.
Right. In the nicest possible way.
I will riot. I'm going to come to your house. Set fire to it.
In the nicest possible way.
Okay.
Any encounter you have takes at least an hour and a half.
That's not true. We're efficient.
I will come to your house and set fire to all of your furniture. I'll have to find some way to do it with like a 6
Well,
foot
socially
stick, with a 6 foot stick with a match on the end of it.
That is going to accomplish very little. I mean, just another half an hour, love.
Okay. Alright. Okay.
Well, we could even do another hour, and it would still be the same length of session as we normally have because we started late.
I'm with it.
Okay.
Just don't fall asleep on the table, and we love you.
Okay. Okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm still.
Dad's gonna let us stay up late tonight.
Give me a second.
Oh,
Aw.
gross.
You're wrecking my background.
Yeah, she did totally wreck your background.
Thank you. Right. Okay.
If anyone didn't know that you two lived together.
That was extremely
Before
cute. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah.
Social, social distancing, Millie. Come on.
Since from you.
The biggest surprise would be if anyone turned up in time.
If we all suddenly rocked up in her camera feed. Hi. Okay, so as you progress further then, Beast, the path is... It looks like it should be well travelled. There are quite heavy rivets carved in the earth from carriage wheels. However, while the earth is disturbed, the plants growing over them are not. Vines and grass seem to kind of be encroaching quickly, but it looks like relatively new, very green growth, as if the plants in this forest try and reclaim the road quickly every time it is travelled.
We met dryads before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We were very nice to them.
Do I get any similar feelings of nature magic going on around here, like I did from the dryads?
Roll an Arcana check.
Okay. Well, that was shockingly shite. 15.
15. Again, you just get this feeling you're unwelcome, which unlike
Sepsis
the
is
forest...
actually,
Yeah.
Sepsis is actually pretty attuned with nature in some ways.
Yeah.
So I'll roll, see if I can tell anything weird going on here in a natural kind of way, if that's all right.
Yeah, nature check.
Nature check would be 21.
Nice.
21. The plants, as you look at them, as you walk, you are obviously a lot closer to the ground than a lot of people. And as you can see, the grass and the vines and some of the flowers that are growing back over the road are alien plants. They grow and look very much like familiar plants that you've seen every day of your life, staring out of the window of the tower in the middle of the forest. However, the stems are wrong. The leaves are slightly misshapen, and not in the way that leaves just are slightly different. Each leaf doesn't grow exactly the same as the other. Some of them are double layered. There seems to be a kind of strange fur coming out between the layers as well on these vines. It would probably be best not to touch them. You get an inkling that it would probably be a very good idea maybe not to touch them with bare skin.
I look back at Dice and Ace, and I just say, "Oi, you two, party touchy, none of that."
We just sort of nod.
And I go, oui, monsieur.
Okay. As you progress then further and further into the forest, the trees above block out almost all sunlight. So it is a deep green darkness currently. It is a strange kind of forest as well. It's very difficult to tell direction just by looking at the trees. Moss seems to grow on all sides of the tree, in all directions, and as you progress, the air seems to get thicker, with the smell of not just new growth, but the smell of vegetable decay. This forest is very alive, apart from the fact that, apart from your footsteps and the passage of the carriages, there are no sounds at all from the forest around you. No rustling of bushes, no birds, nothing.
All right.
I'm gonna
Sort of like,
silently instruct Worm to flit over to the direction that we last saw Clint and check whether he's still following.
Okay.
I'm worried about Clint.
just gonna sort of lean over to Dice to say, I'm getting a bad feeling from.
Clint
From
rolled
this
a
forest.
Clint rolled a 19 on his stealth.
Oof.
Clint rolled a 19 on his stealth. Worm
Yeah.
rolled a natural 20 on his perception.
Ooh,
Okay.
nice.
Nice.
So, after about 10 minutes more travel, you do get the telepathic message back. Boss, he's still following, but he seems to be moving a lot slower.
Maybe you should tell him to turn back.
Alright, I will. Go silent for a moment. He was a bit shocked to see me. He's not turning back.
Maybe you should tell him I'm not going to take any responsibility when this forest eats him.
Alright. Go silent again for a bit. He swore a bit. But I think he knows that, yeah.
Okay. Ask him what's west of Avalon.
Alright. He comes back. There's nothing west of Avalon.
Idiot. I'll carry on.
What, me or him?
So we carry on
Yes.
walking.
So you carry on walking. Do you want Wim to come back?
Yes.
Okay, so Wim comes back. After another hour of travel, I want everyone to roll a perception check.
I don't want to. Can I roll one for Cedric as well? Because he is on alert.
Yeah.
17.
Alright.
Worm rolled a 3, but Oriana rolled substantially more. Character sheet. 16
What's the modifier for perception? Sorry.
perception.
No. Which is it? Wisdom, strength check.
Wisdom.
No, it's on your. Yeah, it's wisdom.
It's a skill.
No, Cedric. So it's
Cedric.
wisdom,
Right.
no.
I know it's a skill. I've been doing.
Yeah. Sorry, I was really confused. It makes sense when you're rolling it for Cedric. I'm
It's fine.
Bryce let us stay up too late. I'm confused.
Cedric has a passive of 14, so I'm just going to leave it at that for him.
Okay.
Mine would have been 17.
Okay. And Oriana?
16.
16.
15, sorry. I
Okay.
think it was 15.
And Ace, you got 17, you said?
19.
19, sorry, okay.
I'll put it up again. Sorry.
Cedric carries on. However, the rest of you do notice, off to the left and off to the right, there appears to be two large shadows lumbering through the woods at the same pace as you.
Okay.
I mean, I definitely didn't notice.
Apart
I
from
rolled a 3.
Sepsis
I'm gonna-
and Worm have no idea.
I'm going to say that Oriana would let Sepsis know about it.
Yeah. I nudge Dice to make sure that she's noticed.
I've spotted it.
Sepsis, with his dark vision,
Yeah.
notices that there are two owl bears wandering through the forest.
It's always an owlbear.
Hashtag it's always an owl bear.
Had to
Um,
get very close into the mic.
And you notice that there is an owl bear to the left of you, an owl bear to the right of you.
Owlbears.
Owlbears to the left of them.
Owlbears to my right, here I am.
Oh, I was doing Charge of the Light Brigade.
Yeah.
I wrote.
Owlbears to the right of them. Owlbears in front of them. Volley and thunder.
I still like my song.
Yeah, it's arguably a better choice. But mine was a sick Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reference, so, you know, if I had a Daishiki on hand, I would have put it on just for that joke.
Worth it.
Yeah. Arguably not worth it. Probably a hate crime.
Yes.
I mean,
Anyway, the owlbears.
Yeah.
Are they approaching, or are they just keeping pace with us?
They're about 100 feet apart with you guys directly in the middle. They're not approaching, but they seem to be keeping pace.
Our employers, are they still with the carts, or are we just guiding the carts and they've stayed behind?
No, they're on the carts. The administrators, the guy you spoke to, are on the carts.
Okay, I'm gonna call up to them and say, Mes amis, we have company in the forest.
What company are you speaking of? Are there people?
No.
Then what is here?
Have you heard of an owlbear?
Oui.
There are deux of them.
Are you saying there are 2 owlbears in the forest with us?
Correct.
Are
I
they approaching? Are they threatening?
They are keeping pace.
Keep an eye on them. If they come any closer, we will stop and you can do your job.
Yes. Of course.
D'accord. And the carriages keep on moving?
D'accord. Cedric has alert, just so you know.
Okay. So you continue to move. Sepsis now keeping an eye out. There are now 2 owlbears on your right. Still 1 on the left.
Murd.
I look at Sepsis shocked, like, language, but I don't say anything because that would be, out of keeping with human persona.
Yep.
Real irritating.
Do you want to do anything?
Yep. Sorry?
Do you want to do anything?
I will call up and say, there is now a third owlbear. To our droit.
Are they getting any closer?
None.
You if you wish, you do not have to. I can speak the common tongue.
Oh, it's my time in Charlem, it sort of slips in every now and then. I don't notice I'm doing it.
Then please keep a better eye out on your own.
For your French.
Well, let us know if they become a hindrance to you. And it is at that moment,
Bon.
Ace,
Mhm.
your sword begins to vibrate.
Okay.
In which case, Cedric,
Ace is going to.
it's the same.
Ace is just going to sort of say out loud. They're advancing.
Looking to the owlbears, do I see them getting closer?
They've turned to face you now and stopped, and they look like they're about to charge.
Attention! Attention!
Fucking hell.
Everyone roll the initiative. Bear with me.
Just rolled an initiative. Cedric? Sorry, Sepsis.
He rolled a decent initiative for. Oh no, shit! That's my Ori dice. I rolled a decent initiative for Oriana and a shit one for myself.
I rolled a great one for me.
Congratulations.
Like the only one I've ever done.
Yep.
I rolled a 11.
I rolled a nat 20.
Alright. I actually rolled the dice like 3 times. The first time I rolled 2 together because I was rolling for myself and Cedric before I remembered we go on the same initiative. And then I didn't want to choose one, so I had to roll one of them again to be like.
Oh.
So my initiative would have been 19, but because I didn't want to assume I'd have gotten higher dice, now I have 11. It's the right thing to do, but it is irritating.
Ori's is on a 19 and Sepsis is on an 8.
I made it past.
There's a white thing behind me that I keep like, what is this? There's nothing there.
Is it like the
not
top
the
of the
curtain?
sofa?
Yeah. It's because it notices an edge.
Well, I'd
Yeah,
like.
just
Here I am with my magical dice. Oh, I won't do it now. Building a dice so fire, baby.
3 owlbears, eh? 3 owlbears.
Do you know what though? It is always a fucking owlbear.
3 owlbears. Ah.
Ah, an owlbear. Cedric, new armor, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eventually, Cedric won't be a dog at all anymore, but we'll get.
Please remember, that's technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties.
Cedric.
Cedric, you should be there. Has my mini gone missing? I am not amused. I don't really know how to help. I could go and help look, but you know when you get the feeling you'd be more in the way than helping?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the biggest room for you to be helping.
I mean, it's a pretty big room to have exclusively for Dungeons and Dragons.
It is.
Found
I
it.
mean, usually there are 5 of us in there. I think 2
Yeah.
people wouldn't be too many.
No, but we'd all be looking in the same place. We
Yeah, that's true.
Mm.
Yeah, you'd be tripping over each other a bit.
I have concern about drawing my sword.
Yeah?
Mm.
They won't be paying any attention. They'll be more worried about the screaming
No,
elbow.
it's true.
We'll just say we armed you. It'll be fine.
It was a gift from Gaston Lecage. Or
Yep.
someone else we served once to get our adventuring license or something.
Yeah.
Which is true, actually.
Don't talk too loudly. You'll give Bri ideas.
Sorry, at the moment he can't hear us. My god, he's got a lot of hair.
True facts.
I honestly think the reason dogs bark at him so often is because they're not sure what he is.
It's because part of his face is hidden and they can't read his expression.
Yeah. They're just like, what are you?
Kiba had the run-in with another dog the other day. A husky. Kiba was down by the water with Rich, off lead for the first time, and a husky came up and had a go at him. And I think it's because
Oh.
Rich. Hi, Jack.
Okay.
Everything was fine.
Wasn't like the other one the other day.
Right then. And I need to share so you guys can see.
Hi,
Please.
yes.
Everyone's gone teeny tiny on my
I
screen.
forget how big owlbears are, mind.
Go. Okay, so the carriages are off. Effectively, they've kicked off to start moving in front of you, so they won't be taken into account in this battle, which makes it easier for all of us. So you've got 2 owlbears on the right, 1 owlbear on the left, and I require initiatives, please. So give me a second. Cool, 25 to 20.
Me. I got 21.
Ooh, nice.
So
Okay.
that was a nat 20 with a 1.
And 20 to 15.
19 for Oriana.
19 for Ori. 15 to 10.
11 for both Dice and Cedric.
And below 10.
7. No, sorry, 8.
8.
I
Excellent.
rolled a 7. Yeah, plus 1.
Okay. So, Ace,
Yup.
you're up first. What do you want to do?
Okay. They're too far away for me to. I'm guessing that these are five squares, right?
5 foot squares, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we're a little bit too far away for me to get too close to them. So, for now, I will cast Moonbeam.
Okay. Where to?
Uh,
No.
no?
Just a reminder for Ace, and Ace would have known this
Yeah.
because read it beforehand. You can't use magic.
We're not supposed to be magical
Yeah.
boys.
Two. In that case, then, I will go up as far as I can and sort of have my sword and shield ready.
In which direction? To the 2 or the 1?
Towards the 2.
Cool, okay.
In true tank style.
Don't draw aggro. Sorry, okay.
Okay.
I've just got my shield up.
So you've moved up. You've got your sword and your shield at the ready.
And will attack if provoked.
So you're going to hold your action and attack as soon as they get close enough, yeah?
Yeah, if they close the gap and attack me, I'm going to attack them.
Okay, cool. It is now the first Owlbear's go.
Oof.
So,
Damn.
the first Owlbear is going to rush forward. First Owlbear is going to rush forward and is going to swing at. Dun, dun, dun. It's going to swing at Ace.
Okay.
It's going to try and rake you with its claws, dragging you closer towards its beak so it can make a bite attack as well. Okay, so
We can try and chomp.
the claw attack is going to be a 25.
Ooh, yeah, that hits me.
Okay. That does 6. That does 11 points of damage. The claw.
Ouchie.
The bite or the beak attack is going to be a 24 to hit.
Yep, that hits me.
Cool. That though is only going to be a 6 points of damage.
Only?
Yeah.
Okay.
However, you now get an attack on it because you were holding an attack.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my longsword against it.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's go for that. That is a. Oh, that's not gonna hit him. That is a 8 to hit, which I assume no.
An 8 to hit.
Yeah.
What do you want to?
She adds a +6. I'm assuming you rolled a 2.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine. Second
Okay.
attack.
Let's have a look. Ooh. That is 17.
17.
Yeah.
Cool. So the second attack hits. Roll for damage.
Cool. That is 5 damage.
5 in total. Okay.
Yeah.
So your first sword swings wide as it damages you, and it rakes across your chest and bites at your neck. But as you pull away, the first swing misses, but the second just pierces its leg, and it does kind of recoil back from you. It is now Oriana's go.
Okay, Oriana will. Oriana's going to go straight in with a 3rd level Scorching Ray.
Okay.
So this is going to be 3 bolts of fire. And this will be against the one attacking Ace. I think I have to roll separately for each one. Yeah, range spell attack for each ray. Okay.
You need to do wild magic for each as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think you do wild magic after the spell.
Yeah.
But no, I think it'll be once because it's one spell casting.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is 2 16s and an 11.
The first 2 hit. The 3rd one goes wide over its shoulder.
Sweet. Okay. So that will be 2d6 for each of the ones that hit. It is fire damage. What happens with what's the deal with Ori when she does fire stuff?
Oriana with fire damage. Give me a second. Bear with me. So that's.
I know she has a thing.
What level Scorching Ray does she use?
3rd.
3rd?
Yeah.
Okay. So 3rd level Scorching Ray. She has a feature called Flames of Phlegethos.
Yeah.
Basically, if she rolls fire damage for a spell she casts, she can re-roll any roll of 1 on the fire damage dice and use the new roll.
Yeah.
Whenever that spell is cast as well and deals fire damage, she can then wreath herself in flames that do not harm her, and they shed bright light out to 30 feet, dim light for another 30 until the end of her next turn. While the flames are present, any creature within 5 feet that hits her with a melee attack take 1d4 fire damage.
Fair enough.
So
So
Oriana is
she is-
wreathed in flame.
Yep. Do you want me to roll for that wild magic?
Give me a second.
No, God, don't roll it.
Oh, and it
Oriana
was
is
16
wreathed in
fire
flame.
damage to the 16 fire damage to the owlbear, by the way.
16 fire damage,
Yes, please.
including any re-rolls, yeah?
I didn't have any ones.
Ah, cool. Okay. Bum, bum, bum. Okay. 16. Excellent. Okay. It is now.
No.
No, wild magic.
Wild
Sir.
magic.
Oh yeah, wild magic search.
13, I'm fine.
13.
And I didn't say that Oriana was done.
Okay, sorry.
It's going to spend 2 sorcery points for a quicken spell,
Cool.
and follow that up with a ray of frost.
Awesome.
So ray of frost is just the one on target. So here we go. Oh yeah, that's a hit. That's like 24.
Absolutely.
to hit.
Roll for damage.
Yep, and it's going to be 2d8. That's another 8 damage.
Excellent. Okay. Cool. And is that the end of her go?
That is the end.
Excellent. Okay. So the other owlbear, or one of the other owlbears, because I've only got one owlbear miniature, unfortunately, is going to rush forward.
How ironic that you're now using something else as a miniature for an owlbear.
And is at least
Gross.
this, I know, is at least this turn out of range from attacking any of you.
It's good.
The
That's what we like to hear.
next owlbear is then going to rush forward, skirt around Ace, and is going to make an attack against Cedric.
Okay.
Get fucked, dog.
So it's going to make again 2 attacks, one with its claws, one with its beak. That is going to be a 20 to hit with the claws.
Yeah. Yes, yeah, no.
And also a 19 to hit with the beak.
Yeah.
Okay, so claws is going to be... Oh, okay. Claws is going to be 7 damage.
7?
7.
Yeah.
7. And the beak is going to be 6 damage.
13 damage total.
13 total.
Done.
Okay. Dice, you're up.
Hang on 1 second, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Guys, I'm not in direct contact with either, am I?
You are not, no.
Okay. In which case, as they both seem to be focused on other things, I'm going to back up 3 squares.
Okay.
Do you want me to do the rest of the action first, and then you can move me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to shoot 2 crossbow bolts into the one attacking Cedric.
Okay.
Or I'm going to try to. We all know how well this goes.
Okay, hang on, I'll move you first.
Okay.
So, 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Okay, roll for attack.
Don't want to. Alright, the first one is a 15 to hit.
15 hits, roll for damage.
Yay! Okay, that is going to be 11 damage from the first one.
Cool.
The second one is going to be 23 to hit.
Definitely hits, roll for damage.
Yeah, that's more, I think. 14 damage on the second one.
Okay. And awesome.
That's 25 from that, and then it's going to be Cedric's go,
Yeah.
and he's going to turn and bite the one next to him.
Gonna turn and bite the one next to him. Okay, roll for attack.
Come on, Cedric, don't screw me over this time, will you? Thank you. Good boy.
What was it?
Is going to be 22 to hit.
22 hits, roll for damage.
Yeah, and Cedric's damage on that is going to be a simple 4.
4. Okay.
Yeah, but in total, I don't think that's bad.
Okay. No, it is looking hurt. In fact, the one directly next to Ace is looking hurt. The one attacking Cedric is looking hurt. The one that was running up now behind Oriana is looking perfectly fine. Sepsis.
Hello. Right, so Sepsis is going to start out by dropping a hex on the owlbear currently fighting with Ace.
Okay.
I have to pick an ability to give them disadvantage on, so I'm going to choose Strength.
Okay. So Hex, the one fighting Ace. Yeah.
Hex the one fighting Ace, and then I'm going to go for a Eldritch Blast at it.
Hang on.
And I'm going to run to basically directly behind Ace.
Sorry. This is Hex, the one fighting Ace.
Yep.
Strength disadvantages.
Yeah.
And Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, and I'm also going to run to directly behind Ace, like opposite the owlbear from Ace.
Okay. Give me a second.
Opposite the owlbear across Ace.
Hang on, what?
So the other side of Ace from the owlbear, like I'm hiding behind Ace.
Okay.
There were too many near you, huh?
There we go.
Yeah?
And no one big to protect me.
Okay. So you're gonna Eldritch Blast that one?
Yes, I am indeed.
Cool, go for it.
2 bolts.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, those both hit. I rolled a 17 and a 16 on the dice. So,
Absolutely.
like, there's maths. I'm not going to do it, but
That's fine.
I imagine it's maths that people are capable of. And I will take the d6s for my hex.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, that is 16 damage in total.
Give me a second, sorry. There we go.
a mix of force and necrotic.
16 damage in total to that one, yeah?
Correct.
Okay. It is beginning to look messed up as your Eldritch Blast just fly into it and strike its chest, and it is burning now with green flame.
Nice.
Okay. Is that the end of your go?
Yes, except that Worm is going to fly around behind the owlbear and mechanically going to take the help action to give Ace advantage on, well, I suppose anyone advantage, but practically speaking, Ace advantage on attacks.
On their neck, yeah. Cool.
And the way that that Worm is going to do that is by flying over there with a length of rope and tangling it around the owlbear's Legos.
Okay, cool.
Just like looping it like
Give me a
loosely. I
second.
don't expect him to like tie their shoelaces together. But,
Owlbear shoes.
yeah, famous for wearing shoes. These owlbears.
You can't really see him, but he is there. He's behind the owlbear.
I wanted to ask, where's the carriage with the elves on in relation? Sorry.
Ahead of you.
Okay, that's fine.
Off the map. Okay. Is that the end of Sepsis' go?
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Okay. It is Ace's go.
Ace is going to go in again with the longsword.
Okay.
So we will roll to see if we hit. Why does it always go there? That is a 12.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, does that hit?
12 just misses on the first swing. It glances off its... you've got advantage, yeah?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm gonna...
That was with advantage?
Oh no, that was not with it.
You get advantage because of the help action
Ooh.
from...
In that case,
Worm.
it's 21.
Absolutely hits, yeah. Roll for damage.
Ooh. Right, that is 5 damage on that one.
Okay.
And then going to roll for my second attack.
Mm-hmm.
And that one is also a 21.
Hits, roll for damage.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a nicer one. So that was 7 plus 3, so 10 damage.
10 damage.
Yeah.
The second swing of your blade cuts through the owlbear's neck as it rears back to try and get out of the way of your first swing. And
Nice.
you sever its throat, and it collapses to the ground in front of you, bleeding out.
Take that, owlbear.
Okay. So
Yep.
it was that owlbear's go, so now it's not.
Yep. Well, that's not happening.
Oriana.
With
Oh, sorry.
it being with that one being dead now, can I make movements to
Absolutely.
go behind the other one to flank it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Just gonna go. Give me a second. So that one's gone.
Yep.
Your hex just still there. So 1, 2, 3. Okay.
There you go.
Is that the end of your go?
Yep, that's the end of my go.
Cool. Oriana.
Oriana would like to move to just off Ace's shoulder, so like the square closer to Ace, but between Ace and Sepsis. If you drew a diagonal line.
That one.
No, one to
One
the
next.
right.
That one.
That
Yeah.
one.
Okay.
That's the one.
Give me a
I
second.
believe she should be able to get there without provoking an attack of opportunity.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes.
There we go.
She gets it.
And now I'm hoping that she could get the two of them, the two owlbears in a line.
Absolutely can. But
Yep. But
from where she is, Cedric will be in it as well. Don't
She
think
can-
like Sepsis, Oriana would care.
yeah, I know she would. All right, she will use 1 sorcery point to use Careful spell.
Okay.
which will allow Cedric to automatically pass the saving throw on this. So her action is going to be casting Agonatsa's Scorcher at a 3rd level.
Okay.
So Dex saves from those 2 owlbears, and Cedric has already passed.
Okay. So give me a second. Dex saves, yeah?
Mhm.
Let's have a look. How dexterous are owlbears?
Hopefully not very.
Not fucking very. That's a natural 1 and a 7, so they both fail.
That's
I'm
what
pretty
we
sure they
like
both
to
fail.
hear.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is going to be 4d8 damage
Mill?
to both.
I'm listening.
Cedric is taking.
Cedric will take
Cedric's
half.
taking half
I'm
of this.
aware. I'm listening.
Yeah. Okay, that is 14 plus. Oh wait, she re-rolls 1s on fire damage, doesn't she?
She absolutely does.
Yay! That's much better. 20 fire damage to the 2 owlbears, please.
Ooh, to both of them.
To both of them, yes.
Nice. Okay.
And 10 to Cedric.
Cedric took 10.
And then Ariana will also take a bonus action to slap Ace heartily on the ass and say, "You got this, motherfucker!" In a bardically inspiring kind of way.
Ace will be inspired but flustered.
So
Providing Ace
yes,
with a flustered d6 of inspiration.
1d6 for 10 minutes. You can use an ability check, attack roll, or saving throw.
Correct.
Okay, cool. Right. It is now. The owlbear furthest away is not even close to looking hurt right now. The owlbear,
He's still fine.
the owlbear closest to Ace, or in between Ace and Cedric, is looking fucked up.
Yep.
However, it is now, unfortunately, the owlbear's goes. So, this owlbear is going 1, 2, 3.
That's fine.
Oh no, our friend.
And is going to make 2 attacks against Dice.
Okay.
First attack with the claws is going to be a 17.
Hang on. So, how far away are the elves?
The elves now.
Can you see everything that's happening?
The elves now in this turn are about 100 feet away from you.
Right, they're not going to see if I mutter something and move my hands, are they?
No.
You can take that risk if you want.
Yeah, as a reaction I cast shield, but instead of shouting it like I normally would with a spell,
Yeah.
I just say it and do the hand movements
Okay.
to cast shield.
Cool. Go for it. That's done. So that's your reaction. Yeah. So you're.
Shield then for 1 round.
Okay. The second attack is a 26.
Yeah, that's still going to hit no matter what.
Yeah. So the claws magically bounce off the arcane barrier that you fling up in front of you. However, the beak seems to pierce through and takes a chunk out of your shoulder. And you take 14 points of damage.
Yeah, I'm really glad I shielded against the first one. I am not Butch.
So you take. There we go. First 14 points of
It's an
damage.
invisible barrier of magical force, please note. There's not like a glowing shield in front of me. It is
No,
completely...
I know. That was just the description for everyone else's benefit, not for the elves in front of you. So that's that owlbear. The second owlbear is going to make 1 attack against Cedric and 1 attack against Ace. So it's going to, as it turns, swing its claw at Cedric. And that is going to be a 15.
Misses.
She wouldn't have if you hadn't had that downtime. And
Okay.
the second attack, then, as it turns, it's going to bite towards Ace.
Disadvantage on the hit
Why?
because Cedric's using deflect attack.
Ah, okay, cool. So disadvantage on the hit then.
This is
Okay.
Life ever in combat.
It's going to be an 18.
Oof. Yeah, dead on.
Yeah, still hits. Okay. So you take from the beak attack 9 points of damage.
Okay, I can live with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Literally, you can live with that.
I can. Yeah, literally, quite literally live with that. That's fine.
Dice is your go.
Okay. I am.
The one
going...
attacking you is touching base with you.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna.
I
back
hate that
two
term.
steps and take the opportunity attack because I've still got shield up.
Okay. So
So
you're
I'm
gonna
gonna back 2 squares.
back away again 2 squares, yeah?
Or actually, 1 back and 1 to the left because there's a tree in the way.
Those trees aren't there, don't worry about it.
Oh, then yeah, I back up 2 steps.
Towards the camera.
I don't know where the camera is. Toward the other owlbear, like back up.
That one.
Literally back from, yeah, that way.
Or that one.
Oh, that one. Yeah. I could just walk to the other room. That.
God, I can't wait until we're on the same room again. Okay, and your action?
Does the opportunity attack hit?
Oh, sorry, give me a second. It's going to be 17, so no.
Oh no, it doesn't because I've got shield. Yes. In which case, I will attempt to shoot it twice.
Go for it.
No, I'm going to attempt to shoot that one once. I'm going to try and shoot it twice. Sorry. That was really vague, wasn't it?
Darling,
Yeah?
that hit you.
Why did it hit me? Shield's 1 round.
An invisible barrier of magical force appears and protects you until the start of your next turn.
It doesn't say that.
Until the start of your next turn, you have a +5 bonus to AC, including against...
Okay. Damage. What was the damage?
Give me a second. That is going to be 15 points of damage.
Okay. I take it. That's fine. Fine. I'm going to attempt to shoot. Yeah, I've rolled it. So it's 24 to hit with the first crossbow bolt.
24 definitely hits. Roll damage.
Yeah. My roll was really weird, but it was 11 damage for the first one.
11.
Yeah.
And which one are you firing at? The one that hit you.
I'm shooting the shambling mound.
Okay. Thank
Yep.
you.
You're welcome.
It's to know that. But yes, shambling round. Cool. Okay.
Yep.
Next attack.
The next one. The next attack is to hit the one that Cedric's fighting, and that is going to be a 19 to hit.
19 hits. Roll for damage.
Yeah. And that's going to be very nice. It's going to be 14 damage.
14.
Yep.
As it rears up to make its next attack against Cedric, your crossbow bolt flies straight through into the back of its head and punches out of its mouth, and you see it fall further on into the forest, and it dies, almost crushing Cedric as it falls. But Cedric jumps just out of the way.
Cedric's a smart boy. And then Cedric is going to move to between me and the creature, so he's in base contact with the creature.
Of course he is.
And-
Good boy.
and-
He is the goodest boy.
He is my good boy. And I love him.
Where is the real goodest boy this evening?
No idea. He's around.
And what's he gonna do?
He's for some power friend, obviously.
Of course he is.
Yeah, but he's going to miss horribly.
What was it?
8.
Unfortunately, his run over in worry for you, he does just miss the owlbear as it rears away. Sepsis.
Sepsis gone.
Sorry, just the last thing. I'm going to back up another 4 squares.
You can.
Could have done it in one, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I'm genuinely scared for my life.
Fine. I think you're going to be all right. We've got full focus on this last owlbear now.
I'm not going to get a rest, am I?
It's looking hurt, by the way.
Not going to get a rest before what?
Before whatever else happens.
Yeah, true. I will transfer my hex at the beginning of my turn to the owlbear that remains alive. That one, surprisingly.
Last thing, owlbear.
The final owlbear.
I was going to come to last unicorn.
And I think that the spell that makes the most sense for me to cast is still Eldritch Blast, funnily enough. So I will do that. It's 2 bolts. Does an 18 hits, doesn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, cool. So they both hit then, because the other one was much more than that.
Cool.
So 2d10, 2d6. That is 17, 19, 23 damage
23 points of damage. It is
from
looking
sepsis.
fucked up as again 2 arcane bolts strike at its chest and head, and its feathers and fur start to burn away in green flame.
Sepsis. Worm will start making his way there, but I don't think he'll make it. He's got 40-foot flying speed, so I don't think he's
Probably not.
gonna.
Hang on.
I mean, he's got no use for his action, so I guess he'll dash to get round behind the owlbear.
Okay.
And
Poor Reg.
he will drop invisibility. He'll drop invisibility and be like, "Hey, motherfucker, look at me!" Just like that's not enough for a help action, but I'm hoping it's enough to be a flanking influence.
We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you want to roll, if you want me to roll anything or
Roll a persuasion check for Worm.
persuasion for Worm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually something he's got a called out like skill for. Let's see. 10.
10?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
The owlbear doesn't even flinch.
That's fine.
It is, however, Ace's go.
Yeah. Ace is going to go up to the owlbear and once again give him a swing with their longsword.
Okay.
Are they going to be flanked, aren't they? Yeah.
Not from there, they're not. You'd need to
No?
be by Cedric. You'd need to be opposite Cedric, so I don't think they would count as flanked from there.
Not from where you are, unfortunately.
Okay. So just the 1d20 on that then.
But you do have
You've got inspiration.
bardic inspiration if you roll
I
low.
do. Yeah, I just rolled rubbish, so I'm going to use that.
It's a d6.
Ooh, that's much better. That is weirdly again 21.
What did you roll on the d20?
15 plus 6.
What did you roll on? Did you roll a d20 twice?
Yeah, because I did the
that's not-
inspiration.
That's
Ah.
not how bardic inspiration works. You roll a
No, I
D6.
have regular inspiration as well.
Oh,
so you're going
right,
to
you're
use
using
that?
that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you were using the bardic one.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's fine.
Easy.
Yeah, it hits. Roll the damage.
Yep. That is a 7, so that is going to be 10 damage.
10.
Yeah, on the first hit.
And again, as you rush up to this third and final owlbear, and it rears away from you, you thrust forward with your sword, piercing its heart, and it dies on the end of your blade.
As soon as the fight is over,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to run over and hide behind one of the owlbear corpses, and I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on myself at second level. Well, trying to be as fast as possible, so I'm outside.
Okay, roll me a stealth check with advantage because you've got big cover.
Good cover, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm glad I had the advantage. That's cool.
Okay.
It's still only 11. But I'm behind an owlbear, so I don't know how they're seeing things.
Yeah, she arguably could have total cover because the owlbear's
It's going to be bigger than me.
size big.
I'm crouching down behind it.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that one.
Brad,
So
just so
roll
you know,
for healing. What was that, Greg? Sorry?
I was just going to say, just so you know, as the combat's ending, Oriana's going to burn a second level spell slot to regain the sorcery points that she spent.
Okay. So second level spell slot burnt. Have you got access to her character?
No, I'm keeping track of her spell slot. I don't know if you guys can see.
Oh no, I was just asking because I'm burning the spell slots and
I've
the
just been
sorcery points for
I've just
you.
been doing it on here.
So how many does she get back for that?
She gets 3 back for a second level spell, and she had used 3, so
Yeah, that's fine.
she's now got all of her source points back.
No worries.
Nice.
Okay. How many hit points do you get back, Dice?
16.
Awesome.
So I'm on 32 overall, and Cedric is going to use the repair action on himself.
Okay.
Hang on, something's gone wrong with my maths. It's the tablet being weird. It took 2 lots of 16 off, but that put me over. Oh, do you know what? It's fine. It doesn't matter to anyone else. Yeah, Cedric's going to repair himself.
Okay.
But again, that doesn't really matter to anyone else, so I'll just roll that and sort it out.
Okay. Cool. So as the owlbears lay bleeding out into the ground around you, you do notice Sepsis in particular, because of his affinity for the natural world.
Their affinity
for the natural world, sorry. The vines on the floor and the brush and general floor of the forest start to almost reach towards the corpses.
Ew.
The blood, as quickly as it flows out of the owlbears, doesn't actually touch the ground. It seems to be being absorbed by the nearby plants.
Hey guys, you might want to step away from those. Allô, mon ami. You might want to step away from them corpses.
Human, I run over and stand subserviently behind Hogan.
Okay.
I'm mooning.
Ace is going to stand by Moonin.
Okay. The carts are now about 150 feet away, but you can see one of the elves kind of waving at you in the distance.
Mm.
That was very good, my friend. It was a pleasure to watch you work. You have earned a bonus this day. Yes? Oui.
Merci, Bercope. I will hold you to that.
Your bonus is getting smaller by the minute. Please catch us up. It is not far now to our mon ami, our friends, where we will pass off our burden.
Right, you lot. Double Tom.
Okay, we're going to catch up with the.
I don't know why
Carts.
Noonan shouts, but I like him.
It's very different to sepsis. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this your new disguise of choice?
Sepsis wouldn't have a disguise they use frequently.
So it doesn't take you long. You do catch up quite quickly to the carts. They are waiting there for you. Thank you for defending us. If you had not been here, obviously they would have very probably attacked the carts, and we may not be standing here. You have done a great service to the Empire. You will be mentioned in the missives that we send to the capital.
Mon plaisir.
Please stop. It is only another kilometer or mile, just over a just under a mile, just over this rise up in front of us.
Okay.
We will find a clearing, and there we will meet our contacts, and we can hopefully put this horrible smelling burden behind us.
I hope that your contacts have had an easier time making their way through this wood than we have.
As do I, as we, yes. Shall we carry on?
We.
Thank you. So, you start your journey again. And it doesn't take too long. As you crest the rise, you do see a light in front of you shining through the trees. It's a lot less thick. And as you get, finally, then break the tree line, there is a large clearing, maybe 100 feet diameter, mostly a circular clearing, in the middle of which appears to be a natural formation of rock jutting up out of the ground. And there seems to be a bubbling font of water just being pushed out of the earth off the top of these rocks and trickling back down into the grass around it. It is surrounded by what would normally have been beautiful flowers of all colours and all types. However, these have been recently trampled. Recently trampled by the 20 or 30 so elven guards you see standing in front of you, each one either on or leading a horse, as you break the tree line. And I think that is where we'll end the session.
Yeah.
Staring down the largest force of elven guards you've seen. So,
Sweet.
cool. Yes, we'll end it there. Thank you very much for watching. I hope those who did watch enjoyed. I hope those who played enjoyed themselves.
We certainly did.
Regardless...
Is the battle map still on screen for the stream?
No.
Yeah, I think.
Right, okay, good.
Because I can see what's on stream.
Right.
I'm not... you... When I share the screen, it doesn't pop up on my Skype window, only on yours.
Right. Okay.
But for your benefit, there you go. It's gone.
Thank you.
Hey,
Uh,
Hi, guys.
I can see my beautiful friends again.
so yes, pleasure. Obviously playing with everyone. I cannot wait until the day. Obviously, we can do this all in the same room again. However,
I thought you were going to say, I can't wait until the day that Sepsis has a disguise that doesn't involve a horrible
Terrible
girl boy
French.
trotter French.
no, I'm enjoying it. You keep that guy around for a while.
It is one of the
It's like
worst.
in character,
No,
hates it. Out of character, loves it.
Those watching, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you and your family are safe and well, and I hope you take the advice of medical professionals
Yeah.
and your
Of
No
government
politics.
Stay at home.
in these
Hard in
days.
politics.
I'm not saying politics. Stay at home. Stay safe. Keep everyone else safe. Do not listen to Karen, the COVID-19 expert on Facebook. But
Karen's a slur now, bro. We're not allowed to say it.
What?
No, it was
Yeah, okay.
a Karen said it.
no, it's my favorite meme. It's like, how do Karens feel about the Karen meme? We don't like it, actually. Do you want to speak to a manager?
I've never met. It's been really nice.
Yeah, but thanks guys again for watching. Thanks those who will watch, and stay safe, and we love you all, and catch you next time. Bye guys.
Bye.